Hello, YouTube family. How are you doing out there? How is my YouTube world going on out there? We are marking upon. Ooh, I can't get my hat to show. I got to get my little hat. God bless these people because they ain't working right now. They shut down the African American Museum in DC. We are marking upon 1 month shutdown of the federal government. Now, this video is going to be important because I want to break down where we are with the building the wall, if we're going to get a wall, and why we should have a wall, and are you sick of the word the wall? It's probably the most Googled and talked about word that you say every day. If there was a little bird that flew out of the sky and say, what's the word for the day? It's called the wall. And I want to show you and tell you the effects of how you're losing money, you're not getting any benefits, and it's hurting the generation of your future generational children or family members. My name is Shirley Hussar. You are watching Shirley's World. Please give me a thumbs up and a like, and make sure you share this video, and make sure that you, and if you want, because God knows I don't know when I'm going to come on, but no, I do come on. And I start off and I'd say this: for every action is a reaction. We're dealing with the reactions of what this administration is talking about. So I wanted to break down, for those who don't understand America, the rights of African American people and the rights of what we should be receiving and what we're not receiving. I want to break down the understanding of the conquistadors. And I want you to break down America and where we are in it today and how we acquired to being here. Now, some of this may be responsive to you saying, I already know this, and maybe you don't, but it kind of ties in together why we are in this situation. If we don't know the origin of how we got here, we cannot understand how we can get out of it. And I think that's the problem. A lot of you guys don't understand the value, and this particular video has to do with the African American community. And I know I have other people who aren't African American who watch me, but I still have a very strong passion. As you can see, I am a woman of African American descent. In 1776, we became independent from Great Britain. Great Britain wanted to continue the monarchy ideology of dictating over people, and America believed in a free enterprise and capitalism and the opportunities of liberties and justice. They wanted to create their own democracy, and they did. And that's where we came up with the Constitution. We came up with the preamble, and in 1776, we broke away from England. America was made for white people. Now, let me say this again. America was not made for blacks, Latino, Asian. It was not about the melting pot that people have evolved to today become. It is about white people. And that's no offense or being rude, it's being truthful. And I think if we can be truthful and not call it racism, if we can be truthful and set the facts on the table, then we can understand the layer of goodness and the layer of problems that have commenced since that time frame. Now that we know this country was built and created for white people, those same white people could not build America. Please put your thumbs up and share this video, because I'm going to share with you how this wall that should be up, that is not up to its fullest extent, is really affecting the African American community the worst by far than anybody. 1776, conquistadors, America is created. They come here, they're building this so-called country, and they realize they don't have enough goods, trades, and service. They realize that they need people for commodity purposes. They need slaves. They need servants, servitude people to work the fields, to pick the cotton, to grow the food, to expand the land, to break down the infrastructure and the design of the land. Who are we going to call? They called upon the African American community. They called upon African American people. And they didn't call us, they bought us as a commodity of goods and trades. I bought this pen, I bought some lotion. They bought us. We were no better than a cow, a dog, or a goat, or a horse. I think we were even less than a horse. They put us up on auction blocks. They picked through our bodies. They bred us like animals. They took the biggest man and the biggest woman, and they made them mate together. So I'm building a story so that you understand your worth, my brothers and sisters. If you want to talk, If you really want to understand the worth of what you have to bring to the table when other countrymen who come from other countries want to make you in that inclusive, diversified acronym out of your mouth notion, when they didn't even contribute to that factor of the conception and development of America, not at that point. African American people were traded in a massive. If you were the Brown family and you were owned by Master Williams and you were Williams Negro, you didn't even have a last name. You could have been the Williams Negro, and your name was Jakika. And they had normal names. Let's say your name was Mary. So Mary belongs to Mr. Williams. Any children that Mary has belongs to Mr. Williams. It was a generation inherited property. People were a generation. Here's the generation. Your mother was owned by Mr. Williams. His son owned you. His grandson owned you. And he owns every generation unless they picked you off and they sold you to another line of a generation of conquistadors, of white people. We were treated in that manner. We built this country. The blood and the ground that you walk on today is upon the fact that black people build this. Let's keep going, fast forward. 1776. Now we're in 1619 when the 20 Dutch warmen brought those 20 black people over here that were commenced to be slaves of goods and trades and service. 1619, this year marks 400 years of blacks in this country. When we talk about Monroe, Virginia, where the landing, and they're going to celebrate this year to commence or remember that in a big way. It is important that you know that because you need to identify what type of Negro you might be. You might need to know the fact that you may not be a descendant of slaves. And you do that through your ancestries. You do that through the Census Bureau. You do that by going through libraries or going through Ancestry.com and their genealogy. Not the DNA. The DNA is a different thing. It tells you diaspora of all the things that you have in you. But when it comes to your genealogy and knowing what that is, it tells you how far back you might have your people in this country. Some of you are also immigrants and you're Black Americans. You don't know it. You might be from the islands. You might be from the Caribbeans. You might be from Jamaica or Belize. And you think that you're a DOS, but then when you do your homework, you find out that you're not a descendant of slaves. I am, because I've done my genealogy so far, and I'm still tracing. I've gotten back to 1854. That's before the emancipation. I have documented proof through my Census Bureau and other sources that I have in writing of my father's people being here that long. I haven't started on my mother's people. So it is important to know your genetic puzzle as well as your contribution to this country. If you'd value that contribution to this country, you would not be willing to give your golden nugget away. And that's the problem with illegal immigration. Fast forward 2019, we have people who have come here who do not have the same empowerment rights acquired in the manner that we have for the last 400 years. And they want to piggyback off of your back. They want to get the same credit off of your back. They want the same rights as you off of your back. And matter of fact, they want you to be co-alliance with them. We need to be inclusive, diversified. This is what liberal progressives say. This is what you hear from Democrats. This is what you're hearing from California, the messiest state in the union. California, who are ran by children who are immigrants and illegal immigrant elected official. Kevin DeLeon's parents are here illegally. He's an elected official and he's admitted it, and his parents have too. They never send his family back. They should be taking his family back. Camilla want to be Kamala Harris. I never say her name right because I don't care for the woman who shows a little leg once in a while. That particular lady is not a descendant of slaves. This lady is half, I think, Trinidad or Jamaican and Asian. Matter of fact, if you look up her sister doesn't even claim to be Black. So now how can your sister not be Black? Your same blood sister with the same parents, but you won't claim to be Black. There's a confusion of what a Black person in America is because all skin folks ain't kin folks. All skin folks ain't working in your best agenda, your best diaspora, your best future for your generation. And they're not going to, because they're not about inclusive and working together. They're about separatism. And if they weren't about that, you wouldn't see this horrible bad version of Epcot in California. And you have those bad versions of Epcot in California because Black people have always said we love and we welcome everyone. We've always been good, welcoming people. Well, no longer, my brothers and sisters, should you be that. You need to identify that the rights that those Black people brought into this country in 1619, that died and built this country, those rights should not be allotted to people who did not earn those rights. Those rights should not be shared. They should not be passed on. They should not be concluded within your dialect in your conversation, because they didn't earn those rights. They're immigrants. For the slaves, we're not an immigrant or illegal immigrant. We are a commodity. We brought here as trades and goods and service. What is commodity? It's something that you sell. I bought this from Taco Bell. I bought it. It's a commodity. It's actually, I put water in it now, but it had tea in it. And I bought it as goods and trades and service. I gave them money. They gave me this tea that used to be, that's now water, but I still own the cup. I use it. The cup is mine. It's mine. I can do whatever I want. I can use it again. I can throw it away, but it's mine. It's a commodity that I bought that I need to have the liquid to store in my body. You were a commodity brought here to build and develop and take this country faster to the next level. Because remember, white Americans, white people left the colonists of Great Britain, and they didn't have what Great Britain was great at the time. That's what they called it, Great Britain, right? Britain was great at the time. But America was just this little America with all these people. How can we get to that level? Well, it soared when Black people came in because we had free labor, free humans that we could beat, we could rape, we could do whatever we want to these people, because those people were brought here and they sold us until we as a people had laws that were put in place. The 14th, the 13th Amendment and the 15th Amendment were put in place for us, not for immigrants, not for illegal immigrants, because at that time, those people were considered foreigners. I think they were called foreigners up to the 70s. If you weren't an American citizen, Black or white, you were considered a foreigner. These people come from other countries. They were a foreigner. You said, what are you? I'm a foreigner. But now everyone wants to make sure you realize I'm an Salvadorian. I'm from Korea. I'm from Mexico. I'm from India. They want to let you know where they're from. And I said, well, if you're so great where you're from, why don't you just take your ass on back? Take your ass on back. Oh, no. I like America, but it's got so many problems. And I said, okay. Oh, yeah. I said, if you don't like it, why don't you go back? Oh, we don't like it there. We like it here. So they like to basically take what we have for free and then send the money back home and complain about how we are all these evil people and we're not worth anything. See, this is where I'm going to. This is where I'm going. Don't go waste. Put the likes up and share this video. You need to understand your worth, because see, these people do. That's why when they come here, they take advantage. Right. If you don't want to build a wall, cut off all of their benefits. No EBT, no welfare, no jobs, no money, no housing. All the benefits that immigrants and illegal immigrants get, just cut them off. You're not American anyway. All the free education they get, all the discounts in life they don't need to get nothing free because they did not earn it. They do not have the rights to it because they're not an American citizen. In every other country that you're in, you have to speak their language. You have to respect their laws. Where is it that we've gotten to a point now where we are pandering? Listen to what I'm saying. We are pandering to the rights of someone else and not our own. Not our own. 1619, those 20 Black people who were brought here as commodity didn't know that they would be in servitude from the next generation of 400 years. When 1865 commenced and we were able to say, hey, the birthright rights, and we also had where we as African Americans were no longer as slaves, when that came into place, and it didn't happen overnight, because even though the laws were in place, it doesn't mean that it was enforced. There's many laws that are in place that are not enforced today, but it took time. But as that time commenced over, it transformed and it became an addended form, meaning that, well, we're not talking about black people now. We're talking about the Mexicans and the Asians and the Africans and all these other people who are not American citizens, who don't come here the right way. They're just like black people. We have the same rights as you black people. We feel your pain, and some of us are even incarcerated like you good black people. So we want the same benefits. We want the same benefits as white America. We want the same as everything. And for some reason, they got it. They got it. Now they've got it to the point that they own schools and stores and markets. They run your hospitals. They are your doctors. They are on your school board. They're now your elected officials. And America is falling apart. It's falling apart because our goodness has turned against us. It's falling apart because the African American community continues to sleep at the wheel. And all we're focusing on is the massive incarceration of our people. But what if you're not in jail? Your children are hardworking people. What if you're a hardworking person? I'm not in jail. I don't do drugs. None of my kids are doing that. Why do we continue to make that a priority issue? I'm not doing abortion. I'm not with Pookie down the street. JoJo don't get me once a week. I mean, well, what about me? What about you? It's the fact that you continue to put a nation of cultures before the rights that you were given from your conception of birth. And then you have these organizations. Thank you for chiming in, Conservative Mexican Gap. I praise you and thank you for being on. California's a hot mess. And also Ray L., Congressional Black Caucus sleeping at the wheel, just like Obama. Absolutely true. But the fact that the Congressional Black Caucus is sleeping at the wheel, they have a hidden agenda, honey. I don't know if they're totally asleep because they don't really fight for black people. They fight for the pandering of the pain of black people. Because if you can say these poor black people, blah, 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 and the reason I say blah, 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 because you guys already know those things are. If you don't talk to a black person, ask black people what's going on. What's wrong with black people? Oh, we can't get a job. Huh? We're incarcerated. Oh, they don't like us. It's the white man. Blah, 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 blah. No, it's because your leadership does not fight for your best interests. The Latino Coalition, they've got a great fighter. The Jewish Coalition, they got Jerusalem. The Indians did a trade deal with Trump. They were able to excavate oil off their land and split part of the profits. You have all these people who are doctors and nurses. They're not white or black people. You got people who do your nails. They're not black people. You have people who are working in Indians who own hotels. There's not many black people. So you are stepping out of the way and allowing a foreigner to have the rights and the benefits of the infrastructure of this country. 2019, we need a wall. Why do we need a wall? That's the question I put up here. And I'm telling you why we need a wall. Number one, we need a wall for black people because we are on the verge of extinction. They are coming to California. They have bombed the black communities. They've pushed us out. They've threatened our elderly. They bullied our elderly. Now our elderly in Los Angeles, black, 60, 70 years old, 80 years old, homeless downtown Los Angeles, lost their properties, pushed out for what reasons of immigrants who want their property, Chinese are driving in black communities on white buses, tinted windows, and scooping out areas, and they scoped out our communities. Our businesses are gone, we're lost, and we're at 6%. I've showed you numerous of videos where these people have come in and now they can sell in the streets. And we couldn't sell incense, we can't sell t-shirts. And I know I'm not preaching to the choir. I know you've heard these things, but you don't understand how painful it is for us, how we are verbally and physically at war in our everyday bouts of living. We go to the market, it's half English, half Spanish. Those who have children still in public school, some of the classrooms they're saying are more than 50%, way more than 50% Latino, but half of it's taught in Spanish. She said last year they had a school play up in the high desert area of California, and the Christmas play was all in Spanish, nothing in English. We are being pushed out. This was a public school. If I'd known about that, I would have been on that with my camera. I would have let you know. When she told me that, I was appalled. I was appalled. But where's the Black community? Why aren't we rallying? Why aren't we having conversations? Why do we sit back and continue to see our fellow culture of people being destroyed and annihilated? Because we have allowed ourselves to be so self-centered and selfish. It ain't gonna happen to me. I'm way out here in Mississippi. It ain't happen to me. I'm in Minnesota. It ain't happen to me. And I'm in Iowa. It ain't gonna happen to me. I'm in Idaho. It starts with a flicker of hiring one illegal. Starts with another flash of two. It starts with another flash when they start watching you cook and they try to basically do what I tell you they're doing here, the invasion of the body snatchers. They're snatching the Americans up. They learn your skills. Next thing you look up, they've replaced someone of an American statue of them. Recently, I was in Pasadena, California, and I went over to the Cheesecake Factory. Every one of the employees were Latino. I walked in and I said, is there any African Americans in here? They all looked at me like I was crazy. They got nervous. Yeah, they got nervous. They ought to have been nervous. I want you to stay nervous. I want you to feel very afraid of what I'm about to tell you. And that is, we are done. The African American people who stand with me, who believe the way I do, we are done with this inclusive diversity bullshit that you people say you want us to be part of when you don't give a damn about a Black person. You don't give a damn about making sure that there's a variety of culture of people there. Because once you get your foot in the door, your cousin, your uncle, your best friend, your lover, and your girlfriend JoJo gets a job. But when we talk about a good American person whose family have been here for over 400 years, who contributed and built this country and the ground you step upon and the infrastructure of the lights and the pattern of design of this country, you have no respect for that because you think that you're better because you're able to get stuff for free for yourself and your illegal cousins. We're done. So if you don't think this revolution is not about to pop off just because of Trump saying, oh, build a wall and we're gonna shut government down, it's going to be more than the people. It's going to be more than what you've ever thought before. I was listening to Thought Crimes a couple of months ago, and I Mr. Information was on there. He said, look, you need to be prepared. Listen to me. Share this video. Give these thumbs up. You need to be prepared. Be prepared for the fact that you could be dispositioned, that you could lose your job. We told you that back then. You need to be prepared. You guys don't know that scripture of the parable of the king is coming, and the women of the town were told to get oil ready. The king is coming. The king is coming. Get yourself prepared because a time will come when the clouds of darkness could fall upon the city, and you have to go to one point of the region where there's light. But you need to be prepared. And those who were prepared were able to endure. Every point in history tells you that. The story of Joseph had these, the Pharaoh had these dreams, and he couldn't deal with them. He was asleep, he was tortured. The seance people came, the magicians came. Everybody could not interpret his dream, and they got scared because he was killing people. So I tell you what, dog, you don't get my dream right, boo-boo, you might have to go to the guillotine. So I can't sleep at night. I'm sweating, my second, I'm a pair off the little basis, but just go with me on this story. And y'all got to figure out my dream. In the meantime, there was this person named Joseph. And Joseph, the story before of what I'm telling you, if you please study the story of Joseph, his brothers sold him and he ended up in jail. And Joseph was a man of God. And he was telling people in jail their lives and dreams. And they heard about this. And they said, you know what? He killed everybody else. This ain't nothing but a prisoner. Let him tell him his dream. And so Joseph said, tell me your dream. And the priest told him his dream. And basically, the dream said, you need to be prepared, for a famine is coming. And you need to store up, and you need to be ready for the famine. And so he couldn't figure out the different symbols and everything. And Joseph said, that's what the dream is telling you. And the Pharaoh sat back. Well, what should we do? Long story short, Joseph became that man's right-hand man. Right-hand man. And he did what Joseph said. And those people that were under Pharaoh's reign, they prospered and did well. Matter of fact, other countries came in with gold and silver and diamonds, and they were like, we'll give it to you all because we don't have any food. We didn't prepare. Are you prepared for about what we're about to embark upon? California. California is lying to you. Black people lie in California. Entertainers, you are horrible people. All the black entertainers that support illegal immigrants, you are the most despicable black people on this planet. Get this video to them and tell them they're the most despicable people on this planet Earth, because they don't care nothing about their own people, and they want to distract you from the pains of their own people, because they're not their people. I'm not their people. You're not their people. They're self-righteous Negroes who have so much money and so much wealth that they don't care enough to know the real truth of the average everyday person in the black community. Because if they did, there would be more mental facilities. You should see no homeless black people. You don't see homeless Asian people. We're 80 to 90% of homeless people. We are in mass incarceration. Why are we in front of the prisons right now? Why are we standing before the police departments asking for true justice instead of raping us and having us incarcerated with weeds? Now we have to ask for the federal government's intervention because of the corrupt policing system. But these people, they have the money and the means to hire the attorneys. You all know if you had a better attorney, you could get a lot of people out of jail. A lot of our people, if they had some good attorneys, they could get out of jail. But we don't even have pools of money or foundations to do that money, to go towards those causes, because they don't want you happy. They don't want you free. They don't like you. You keep watching these people, like the people on Empire and all them shows. Take them as a grain of salt. Because entertainers, black entertainers, do not relate to people like me and you. They're not human like me and you. They're desensitized to the true pain that's about to impart upon this country. And God is tired. God has been asking for vessels. God has been looking for Christians to do more than pray. You've got to be proactive. Call yourself a minister of God, but you can't leave your church to go lay hands on a sick man who might have a disease upon him that you don't want to touch. Typhus. Look up typhus. 100 people were caught with typhus in October in California. Did you know that? It's a little flea bug. It's a bug that was out there doing the Black Plague. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you what is happening in California. The plague is coming. It's been coming. The last 2 years I've done videos and I've shared with you on YouTube and Facebook, and I've talked about hepatitis A. I've talked about the unclean hands and sanitation issues. But many of you have just like pushed it off to the side because you see all the clean stuff about it. But you're not realizing there are people out there who are filthy and dirty, who do not care about your well-being. I showed you videos where people were bleaching the streets in the morning. Bleach the streets, like people running around, the men with the high-pressure water bleach detergent chemicals that are being sprayed on the ground because of the feces. They're creating apps called the Poop app. So all the people that shit in the city on the ground because they don't have enough bathrooms, because we're flooded with too many people. California's last landmass cannot control, listen to me, share this video, put the thumbs up, cannot handle, the landmass cannot support the numbers of people that are running in here. They're flooding in here. And the liberal progressives continue to say, bring them over, bring them over, bring them over. Now, what do they want to do? I tell you what they want to do. They want to go ahead and tax the water. They want to tax the water. Why do they want to tax the water? They want to tax the water, my brothers and my sisters, because they want you to pay for all these people coming in. And they can't handle it, but they need the tax revenue. They'll never want to go, I'm going to tell you now, Gavin Newsom, Nancy Pelosi's nephew, by the way, is focusing on Proposition 13. For those who don't know what Proposition 13 is, it is a law that's in place to protect your tax bracket. So if you own a home that you bought before 1976 and you inherit that home, those taxes remain low. But if they were able to get rid of Proposition 13, you would see the beautiful state of California's demographics change dramatically, because a lot of the people, majority white people, who have a lot of these larger high-end properties would not be able to maintain ownership because the tax brackets would be off of the chain. And many of them are in such a low tax bracket that it's inherited wealth, they can manage it. If that tax bracket gets disrupted, which Gavin Newsom is bound to make sure it happens, it's going to truly affect those people and everyone else who are in the middle class wealth area as well. Our average home in California is off the chain. The prices are crazy. Immigrants come in with all cash, suppressing the opportunity for Americans' dream to be acquired of home ownership in California, because we're too busy pandering to immigrants, illegal immigrants, refugees. Many signs of rents in Pasadena will tell you, and I put this on my Facebook page with pictures of homes where people will say, you know what, we only rent to refugees and migrants. These are the things going on in California. But no. We don't want a wall. We want more of this happening. We want the shit to come in our town. We want squatters in Maryland and Maine. We want squatters in Idaho. We want squatters in New England. Yeah, that's what you want, don't you? Don't you? You want hypodermic needles in the ground. You know it's legal to shoot up in public? They shoot themselves up with heroin, toss the needle. In the meantime, your foot can step in them. So they've determined to have areas where you can shoot up legally. You too can shoot up legally. That's disgusting. But that's California. Well, that ain't happening to me. I don't live in California. It ain't my problem. That's your attitude. And yet this administration is fighting as we speak right now to have a wall built and to correct the infrastructural wrongs of laws that have been put in place that are not working in our best interest. Ron Paul had it right when he said, take all the benefits away. They don't deserve any benefits. They don't need anything of rights given to them. We have interviewed people. Chanel Temple, God bless my sister Chanel. In one of her videos, she interviewed a black lady who said, look, they stole my Social Security card. They're stealing dead people's Social Security cards. And they take the dead social and they make it their own. They say, hey, I pay taxes on it. I'm operating just like you. And they think it's okay. And they think it's right. It's terrible. These are the things that we're enduring upon. The Bible does talk about that. Piece of Me talks about that. It does. Fran Opinion, I'm going to read some of you guys over here. Fran Opinion says, I'm a conservative, low-income black grandmother dealing with CPS in San Francisco. What can I do to help me? You know, that's a good question. San Francisco's got a lot of African Americans who are hurting. You know, I always would say go to the church. Go to some of these black church and talk to other elderly people in your same situation and see if you can create a coalition of conversations, because you're going to find kindred spirits of people like yourself. This is what African Americans we used to do. We used to go to church. I don't go to church no more. We still go to church, but not in the masses like we used to. And you know why we used to go to church? We went to church because not only did we go to praise God, it was the only place we could go. We didn't have hotels and just like you see today. What we had was the church. That's why the white people were bombing the church in Alabama, and many times in the 60s, the 50s and up, 40s, 70s. What do we have one today? Had one recently, not too long ago. A little white boy walked in there and shot all the black people up. We're always the good people that they want to take out. We're the earth. We're the earth, my people. And I say that because if you go back to Adam and Eve, it's from Africa. You need to know your history. You need to know your worth. If you don't communicate with one another, don't look to people. Listen to me. Don't look to people to fix your problem. Go back to your people to fix your problem. Go back and create conversations in your own community and within your church. And say, I'm not here to talk about scripture and read the word of God. I'm here to have a conversation on the infrastructural safety and protection that we need to have. Because the Bible talks about if a man don't work, he don't eat. How many of us not working right now? How many of us not eating? How many people are watching this video who might be homeless right now? Who have lost all hope? Whose self-esteem may be down to the ground? I pray for you, my brother, my sister. I pray that God will provide a window that you can see, because the windows are there. You have to make an effort, because if a man don't work, he don't eat. And you say, well, I ain't got no job, so I can't eat. But if you make no effort, you'll get no food either. When he says a man don't work, he means a man that makes no effort to acquire, to get to what he needs to have to get to the next level. You have to acquire to be awoken during these revolutionary times, because the revolution is here. It will not be televised. It will not be universally shared on social media. It will be webinized. It will be on Facebook. It will be on Twitter. It will be on Facebook to the point that they may let it stay up or may not let it stay up. It'll be on YouTube in the same manner. They may let this video stay up. They may not. They'll press the numbers down so that the truth tellers like myself and many of us out here who are in the battleground, they don't want us, our vision and our words to be known out there. Because if that was the case, then more America would wake up. And they couldn't get their cheap labor, and we couldn't take care of all these people who have these illegitimate babies who don't know how to keep their legs closed. And they put my baby, don't you see my baby? Oh, take care of my baby. There's a mom being there for my amazing sons. You as a parent should do the same thing. You should want to be responsible for what you conceive. You should not feel obligated to take care of something that someone else conceived. And that's just the truth. Because if we don't do that, we fail ourselves. Many people out there talking about citizenship rights and dual rights. There's no dual rights. Americans should have the rights to Americans' country. If you're from El Salvador, they bring their weak to poor. If you're from China who come here illegally, you bring your weak to poor. You know why they bring their weak and their poor? Because there's people who are poor-minded and they could not be revolutionists in their own country. A revolutionist fights for their country to be free, their countrymen to have a better life, their countrymen to do what's right for their people. That's what I'm doing. That's what urban game changers who are out here online, many people online, T. West, a phenomenal man, Willie Larson, a phenomenal man. Here we have Phil Scott constantly speaking about the African-American community. Some of you like or don't like. I love Phil. I think he's phenomenal. Phenomenal black people who are on the front line. Kiki Green keeps it raw, keeps it real, keeps it in your face. Sonny Johnson, it goes on and on. Stacey Washington, conservative black woman, strong, fortitude, got a good hook in her back. That's a tall piece of beautiful chocolate woman. We've been out there a long time trying to inform you people to get ready. But instead, what we do is tear each other down. We focus on different parties, Republican and Democrat. We focus on height and light skin. We talk about sex. We talk about things in the community that aren't going to help us move forward financially. And we give our energy away. Life is about contribution. Watch your energy distribution. If you're not going to watch your energy distribution, someone will take that energy and make it work for them. They'll have you working and running and screaming and being angry all day, talking about discussions of things that don't pertain to your life or even your own culture of people. Some may say it's racism, hatred that you're talking about. I'm talking about true facts. True facts of where they always like to pivot us into their diaspora of an agenda. They always want to include us because, see, I go back to the beginning of this video when I talk about 1776 and 1619, where black people were bought as commodity, in 1865, where they made a decision to make us humanize and gave us our citizenship rights, and rightfully so. But now in 2019, we've given all that away. We've allowed other people to continue to mention us so they can get the same rights and benefits, and they use it to their advantage better than we are. Oh, Babette Holden, Jesus, take the wheel. Do we love us some Babette? Deontay Johnson, do we love us some Deontay? K. Carl Jones, oh my God. And there's so many great people. Tammy's out there, so many great people. I love me some Babette. If you don't know Babette, something wrong with you. She's out there fighting on the front line. Oh my God, out there in Chicago, Jesus, take the wheel. There's just so many good people. There's so many good people. I mean, I could just mention names and on and on and on. What good is it? How many people really will see my video? Unless I'm hip or I keep talking about how horrible the Democrats are. Y'all are not stupid people. That's why people who follow me are serious intellectual people who seriously understand the importance of the fortitude of strength and knowledge of knowing real truths. We already know the Democrats have their agenda. But what's your agenda? What's going on in your life? What is it that you're going to do different so that when the revolution comes, and it's coming, it's already in place, what are you going to do to make sure you have a preservation point of view right now? Where are you going to be financially, socially, and mentally? Are you going to be in a city that's going to be full of disease? Will you be quarantined in? Will you be at the wrong place at the wrong time and say, you know what, they're going to quarantine this city? Federal government's going to come in, Surgeon General is going to come in, they're going to say, shut it down. What do you mean shut it down? We need perimeters blocked off here, 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 and here. We got an epidemic, and we're going to shut it down. Pandemonious chaos will commence. Where will you be? Where will you be? Will you be saying, I'm fighting with these people, I'm going to be in the midst of these people? Or will you be one of the smart ones to say, I'm getting the hell out of here? Or I'm at least try to wake up as many people as I can so we can prepare for ourselves. Will you have the blood on the door so that the death will walk by? Will you be prepared? Because the revolution is coming. It's here. There are too many people here who say they don't like this country, they don't respect this president, and they don't respect the leaders who are fighting for self-preservation in a country that they were born in. Now that's kind of strange that you are fighting with people who don't want to support people who are born here. And they want you to hold responsibility to them. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. God is done. God may take his hand off of us. What will we do then? Continue to pray, my brothers and sisters. Pray for this president. Pray for this administration. Pray that you wake up to the truths of the matter. Because if you do not wake up to the truths of the matter, what good will that do? What good is it that you continue to pander to people who take our jobs, our schools, our markets? They run and control everything because we in California are consumers. God bless the state of Texas and other states who identify themselves as an entity of its own utilities. Texas has its own water, has its own electric and its own grass and gas. And you know there's many people going off the grid. Did you know that there's shows talking about people going off the grid? Thank you, Pam, for coming in. Did you know that there's people who are going off the grid? They're not staying on the grid. They are getting their places. Go on Discovery Channel and watch some of them off the grid houses. Very interesting. You can do it now. You can go off the grid. You know, you can be self-sufficient. And you know what? The systematic leaders of this country don't like that. The power players are saying, wait a minute. You're not paying electric? Nope. You're not paying water? Nope. You're not paying for gas? Nope. Well, how are you doing that? They're showing you shows right now. You better hope we don't become like China where they monitor what you watch and you won't be able to see them shows no more. Y'all need to be watching how people are getting off the grid. Because these people getting off the grid, they ain't playing. Y'all think, oh, that's just white people. They are black people getting off the grid, okay? What does grid off the grid means? That means that you're not the one you don't have to pay for any water or electric. You got solar heating. There's so many ways to be self-sufficient. There's wind. You don't need to be on the grid. You got your own wind and solar. You got ways with your own well on your water. You don't have to be indebted to utilities to care for your livelihood. You don't have to be indebted by buying these overpriced homes in California that you'll never see the light of the day. I got me an $800,000 house. Yeah, my payments are $5,200 a month. What the fuck? Yeah, that's California. $5,200 a month. Well, my wife, she's got a really great job. She makes $350,000 a year, and I make $120. But I got that woman working, and we're working together. What happens when she gets laid off? What happens if you get laid off? A bill collector's still coming, boo boo. Your note's not paid. Well, I'll talk to my wife. Dear, what happened? Honey, I got laid off. What do you mean you got laid off? That little happy Negro, all of a sudden, this proper ass he'll become Tyrone. Girl, you better get out here, bro. Girl, you better get out here and get no job. I ain't working. I ain't working. See, you guys partner up with people who don't add value. They don't add value. You better find a value partner. You better find a partner that if you ain't listening to this video, you play this video, sit down, say, let's talk this through. How many lines of income do any of y'all got right now? Let me ask you, how many lines of income do you got coming in right now? If you say, I've only got this one job, you got a problem. You need to think of other lines of income coming in. You need to go online. With social media, we are a global economy. We hear that all the time. There's all kinds of businesses and opportunities for you out there that you don't have to have brick and mortar to do that. You don't have to have brick and mortar. You need to think of ways of understanding how you can make money while you're sleeping. You need to be prepared. You need to cut down on your cost. I said in the last video, you need to commoditize. You need to commoditize. Start talking with your family members. Start working on the barter system. Ms. Jones, I know your husband, he grows, you guys grow apples. And in our backyard, we got some pomegranates. And girl, I know you love my pomegranate juice. Why don't we just start exchanging some fruit? Why don't we do this? I know you cook the best lasagna on Thursday, and I got a killer fried chicken on Sundays. I'll cook some extra fried chicken. You make a couple lasagnas, and we'll freeze each other and exchange some talents with one another. You need to start finding you some friends that you can talk to. You need to start having some family members that you can start meeting up with. Share this video. Put some likes up. Have some conversations, because you think I'm a joke. You think what I'm saying to you is supposed to entertain you. I'm not trying to entertain you. I'm talking about life. The entertainment videos get tons of views. The reality videos don't. Keep that in mind. The reality videos that break down, when I'm breaking down for you, they don't want you to hear that. They don't want you to hear that. Boy, they don't want you to do that. They want you to be consumer. Nigga, just going out there, keep buying and looking good and get your hair and get your new weave and that new $500 lipstick. Every time we look at them YouTube videos, they got some new makeup coming out. How much concealer powder, translucent powder, foundation powder, coverage can you put on your face, girl? How many eyebrows, eyelashes, a lipstick, lip liner, lip gloss can you put on? Because it all wash off anyway, and then you're back to buying more of it. Maybe you might want to cut back on that a little bit, sister girl. Just a little bit. Put that money towards something else. You may not need to be drinking Starbucks every day, my people. Might want to cut back on that $5, $7 glass of coffee that you drink every morning and every night. $15, $14 a day adds up. 10 days go by, you just spend $140. 30 days go by, you almost at $500. Come on now. These are things you could be doing more with your money. This parts of Texas I go in, I see the people can rent a house, $500 a month. California, you rent a house, $5,000 a month. You think, oh, those people are really rolling. No, they just stupid. It's just like this really, I mean, after a while you say, okay, this does not make any sense that you are draining me the hell crazy. You're driving me crazy with these prices. But we've got to compensate for what? Those poor illegal immigrants who have to come here. They have to come here. Illegal. Black man does something illegal, he goes to jail. Mexican kills, but even white people. They didn't kill that white girl in San Francisco. That man laughed in court. Let a black man laugh in court after killing a white woman. He may not make it to the next day. This is this country. This is the country of the land of the free and the home of the brave. This is what we're living in. This is the country we're living in. No, this country is going to be more fucked up than you could even fathom, because you fucking liberals, idiots, don't get it. You're sleeping at the damn wheel, and you think somebody's going to take care of you for life. The government cutback is just the beginning. This administration has already said if we got to be shut down to the end of the year, we're going to shut down to the end of the year. We've already passed history books. This is the longest shutdown in U.S. history. And many of us black conservatives have told you Negroes, get ready. We've told you Negroes who have been on this system, this systematic system that was never designed for misconception for you, which got altered through LBJ, I think it's LBJ, forgive me, Lyndon B. Johnson, came in with all those government programs to distract you from your own strengths. You were the ones that were cooking and cleaning. You were the ones who were developing. We did more than cook and clean. We built this country. We had architects, draftsmen. They called the human computer black women. You know that movie, Hidden Figures. Black women were the human computers. So that had to tell you some intellectual fortitude was in place with us. But are we there now? No, you little happy Negro liberal tards, stupid motherfuckers. You sit back and watch all these stupid ass entertainers like D.L. Hughley, that stupid nigga. I can't stand him. A lot of it common. Need to get his damn teeth fixed. Overpriced, overzealous of the real people who act like they are. They did that. Did y'all see when they did that DNA with that Mexican girl on there? Found out the girl didn't have nothing Spanish in her. Then they told her she was 1% black. She became, I told y'all I'm black. Everybody want to be black like it's a hip and trade, but they don't want the responsibility of the color. Girl, going back to whatever you are, that European girl want to be Mexican on that show. I talk about these people. Yeah, I'm going to talk about them. Tell them and their mama. Tell all of them that they're not helping this country. They're not better. And some of them, I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian. I'm a Christian too. Yeah, we're a Christian. We're all Christian. Is it a fad to be a Christian? Because God doesn't need fascist people. He don't need people of fat. He needs vessels. He needs truth tellers. He needs people that are righteous enough to rightly stand and show you the path that you need to have clarity in your mind. But many of you, no, you want someone to pander to you. You want someone to sit back and act like they like you and make your life good. And we're watching the new show, The Mask. It's very interesting, I have to say. But you know, we watch these shows. And we don't have to. I'm sick of Trump. He's evil. He's a white man. But then the next day, they're raising your water bill. Why? Oh, we got to tax the water bill. But why? We've got to help these people. I can't afford it. That's too bad. They're going to make you afford it. They're going to force you in a point where you have nothing but living, driving from home to work. That's all you can do mostly in California. We can't go around town like in Texas. They got gas for $1.70, $1.89. You might say, God, I want to go. I go to that store tomorrow. We don't act like that in California. You need to kind of almost plan your day out, because if you got to be on the west side, you're going to get about 6 or 7 things done on that west side, because your gas money may not make it through the next of the week. It's that deep. Our gas prices are moving up to $5 a gallon. You want that there? You want that in Idaho and Mississippi and Wisconsin? All you good Wisconsin Negroes, Detroit Negroes who didn't let the Syrians and the refugees take over your area? Got the Muslim women running your town, sleeping with their brothers? Are y'all going to start having sex with your brother? That's all I want to know. Since y'all got that elected official, which one is she? Someone tell me what state that woman is that married to her brother. Yeah. Are you going to all start sleeping with your brother? Is that going to be a new law? Or you got that one law she's trying to push right now talking about y'all can't eat pork? I want to say, bitch, let me get this straight. You come from another country and won as an elected official, and then your ass going to tell Negroes in the South not to eat some pork. I'm going to sip some water on that one. Now, you tell me, does that make any sense? This is America. It's the America that you set back and you watched evolve, and you look at the screen and you look at people like me and you crack your jokes, or you see I agree or disagree, and you go to sleep and you wake up and you live your life. But your life is about to be altered dramatically through diseases. There's a new flu called the bird flu. It's been out for a while, but it's really starting to grow. This lady recently, did she die or something? I got to research this one out. She got deathly sick, called the blue flu. They find it in chickens. Foster farm chickens had it in them, but it's a blue flu. It's called the bird flu, not blue flu. Sorry, bird flu. Look that up, the bird flu. With the bird flu, typhus, which I showed you they had during the Black Plague. Matter of fact, they had 2 cases of Black Plague, I think, in 2015 or 16 in San Bernardino that were found in children. It was dormant, they say, allegedly. What else have I told you? I told you about the hepatitis A and hepatitis C. This is all due to uncleanliness. People who are not vaccinated. These people are coming here unvaccinated. Then you got these liberal progressives that don't want to vaccinate each other. I don't want my child vaccinated. He's not a man or a woman. We are going to be neutral gender. We're not going to say that. We're not going to be first lady or first man. We're going to be first partner. All these diasporas and acronyms out of your mouth that you hear from these people, and you still think they're normal? Your DNA tells you you're a man or a woman. I don't care what you do, if you suck dick or eat pussy. This video is not for little kids. Turn it off. But if you want to know the real truth, nobody gives a damn how you have sex, especially me. I don't care. But what I do care is when you constantly want to throw that shit down my throat or my generational children's throat or my friends. And constantly keep saying, we too want you to understand you don't need to be any particular sex. Smoke and mirrors from the reality of your life. You trying to pay your bills. You trying to keep the roof on your head. You trying to make sure your grandchildren get their education. You trying to make sure the tires on your car can make it to next week. The tires, cars, huh? The tires on your car, the gas, the electric, all these things that you need to live by, have to go by, is in place. But see, you are distracted because now you're focusing on maybe we shouldn't say that we're male or female. Maybe we should be neutral gender. Let me go to a meeting and spend time watching boring ass cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, demonically oppressed people talk about the sexual nature of should we call each other male or female. A waste of a time of your life. Just waste it. You do nothing but waste time anyway, watching some of these stupid videos these people have talking about sex, dick, and pussy and bitches and hoes. Nigga, if you want a bitch on the side, I don't give a fuck. Can you pay my bills? Can you get a job? And not just any job, you got to be inspiring. You got to be inspired to want to do something. Why are we not talking about levels of intellectual fortitude that will build up us to a point where we are having conversation that add value to our life? I don't want to know how long your dick is. I don't care. I don't want to know about these niggas who are pimping hoes. I got that hoe doing this and da 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 da. And y'all spend hours and hours just talking about nothing. Not even one line of credit, not one line of wealth. When I'm telling you, you need to find ways to bring wealth. And I've done videos over and over. I've told you books to read. Study Kiyosaki's Rich Dad, Poor Dad, please. Go out and get my friend and my mentor's book, please. Gina Lofton, The Rat Race. It's written for an 8th grader. Some of y'all at least passed 8th grade watching my video. Thank you very much. Unless you cheated and got through a couple courses to do it, you should be able to read that video. Watch her. She has videos too. Gina Lofton, like a Lofton, T-O-N. Look her up. She's very deep. She's very deep. There's some great financial black people out there. Eric Coffey, C-O-O, Coffey, C-O-F-F-I-E, I think. SCORE. He talks about governmental contracts and gives a great breakdown. He's black, telling you ways to acquire wealth through government programs. The government is designed so it gives you money to run it. There's money that people get all the time designed specifically for African American, but they use that word minority and everybody's a minority. A white woman is a minority. Did y'all know that white women are minorities? White women are minorities. Mexicans are minorities. A gay white man is a minority. Everybody's a minority. So that's why I don't like using the word minority. Black people need to say, "What? I'm black." No, I'm black. What are you offering for black? When we have this for minorities, that's everybody. Stop being part of that inclusive diaspora, because then you're marginalized to whatever percentage those minority people, after all those other people get in front of you, get. You get the crumbs on the table. It's like Charlie Brown that walks up to the door. Oh, I got a Snickers. Oh, I got a sucker. Oh, I got a Pop-Tart. What you get, Charlie Brown? Charlie Brown's the new Negro. I got a rock. You get that rock because you deserve it, my brothers and sisters. You deserve everything you get because you don't come together. And you mock conservative black Republican women like myself. Some of you prefer the nice, pretty, happy girls. Oh, she's so happy. She keeps talking about the Democrats, the Democrats, the Democrats. If you don't know, the Democrats are fucked up by now. You don't ever know. Hell, the Republicans got some fucked up issues too. I go off on them, and I'm part of that party. The only thing that can be right is you. Because the ones who follow me are woke. They're not sleeping the wheel. They're sharing my videos. We're having conversations. Many of y'all say, "Shirley, you need to do more videos." I got to get my own life right. You ain't going to have me sleep at the wheel. Okay? Recent story came to me. There's this pig. They're 3 black pigs. Go with the flow. Y'all know this story. 3 black pigs. Jojo, Jojo, and Jojo. 3 black pigs need some shelter. They all said, "We got to get some shelter going on up here." First black pig said, "I need my shelter quick." He up there got some straw. His oldest brother, Jojo, all of them named Jojo, Jojo, the oldest, "Why are you building with straw? They ain't going to last long. Man, it's cold out here. The hay keep me warm. Matter of fact, if I monitor it right, I can burn a little hay and take care of it. Man, you know, all the elements outside, the wolf could come and take your wolf. Don't worry about it. I'm going to go ahead and do hay." Well, I tell you what, Jojo, number 2, I'm going to do mine with wood. I'm going to take my house, I'm going to build it with wood. Jojo with a hay said, "Dog, I'm going to do better. I'm going to be on the government program. I got my Alexas, I got my navigational, I know how to work the system. My EBT card, I know how to sell so many. I get cash, I know how to trade those in. I got some good insurance fraud claims on the side. I know how to keep it going. Dog, you and your rackets, man. You need to get that shit together." "No, dog, but I know how to keep it going. I ain't doing like you. I got my shit. I ain't on the street." Oldest brother said, "You know what? I'm going to build mine a brick." What? They both said together, "Do you know how long that'll take?" "Yeah, I know it's going to stay up." "Man, you know how much that's going to cost?" "Yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of time." "Man, you're going to miss out on all the parties. You're going to miss out on everything. You know, the big clubs coming up. You know, the Essence Festival's coming up. You're going to need that money, dog. I got to keep my hair, my edge got to be right. You know, my girls got to be taken care of." "You seriously? And you going to do a house with bricks?" "Yeah." "Oh, no, man, forget that. Yeah, I'm going to put the best cybersecurity. I'm going to have the best GEO protection systems in the place. I'm going to have everything laid. You know how much that costs? You know I got the money." "Man, but you're going to miss out on everything. We like to play and have fun." Fine. Jojo number 1 got his house up. They all said, he said, "Man, ain't it nice?" "Yeah, it's really nice." Jojo number 2 came in. He had his house laid out. The bricks were laid up. Fireplace is blowing. Jojo number 3 still ain't got his place up. Still ain't got his house up. And they had both of them laughing, going to the Essence Festival, going to BT Awards, hanging out with the entertainers, got their cars out, finding out they got the latest technology phone in place, got the flyers buying their girls the best weave. I mean, they are laying. Jojo number 3 just got to the 2nd level of his house. It just got it hyper wired, just poured down the concrete floors on top of the heated floors he put into his house. He is being self-sufficient. Matter of fact, he took his house off the grid. It's not only on brick, he's off the grid. He bought himself about 20 acres of land. He set up he put him a solar system, or he got him a windmill where he can create his own electricity. They are saying, "You are crazy. You are taking too long for that." Meantime, the news is splashing, telling about trouble coming in America. Government shutdown could happen. Trump's now president. Oh, who gives a fuck about Trump? Fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck Trump. That's all it is, fuck Trump. So then the straw hat guy, fuck Trump. And the main brother saying, what, you wearing a Trump hat? Yeah, I got my brother. You always been that conservative man. I ain't doing that. I love my brother, but we and him, we don't pair. JoJo #1 is all political. He kind of old school like parents were. They passed away, but whatever. Fast forward, Wolf's coming. That's the federal government. He's shutting down. He's knocking on your door. We're gonna have to cut back. Where's my check at? My Lexus payments are due. Shit, my bitch ain't gonna give me no. She ain't gonna give me no shit. She ain't gonna go down. My 3-hole bitch ain't around. What's going on? Let's keep it real. What's my 3-hole bitch? She ain't covering it. Told you this video ain't for little kids. Don't play it. Now, what's going on? We're not gonna give you your check this month. When is my check coming? That's my work check. No, that's not your work check, bitch. JoJo, I told you guys, 2 or 3 or 4 generations, you hang around these broke people whose family have never worked for nothing. You came from something. You have come from families that have done something, but your ass is too lazy, and you went ahead and you built this damn straw house, and now you government dependent. Now your stuff is about to expire. What are you going to do? You don't have no job, and all your shit is going to go down. Your girls don't want you because you are an illusion. You are an illusion. You're delusional. The wolf has come to your door. In the meantime, the oldest brother, his house is built. It's all laid out. It's done. Cybersecurity, you come in that door, it's got click, 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 click. Ain't nobody mess with him. He's off the grid. He don't even worry about the electric, light, and gas. He's off the grid. Black people need to talk about off the grid. Share this video and put the thumbs up. Let me keep this story going. Brother #1 said, bruh, I'm in this situation. He says, I can't go to JoJo 1 because I'm going to have to hear about Jesus. I'm going to have to hear about God and family. I'm going to have to hear about church and conservatism and Trump. I don't want to hear that shit. Dog, just let me in. Me and you always, you my ride or die Negro. Me and you always did the clubs and stuff. Man, don't worry about the Hay House. Let it go, man. Come on over here. We share. I got some of my girls in. We chilling. My place so laid out. I got a jacuzzi right in the center of the living room. Dog, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Who's at your door? It's the wolf. Hey, JoJo #2, let me ask you this. You realize what you got here, we can't have this property here anymore. What house didn't know? No. We see you didn't build this to code. We see that you've been asking for a lot of things. You've been wiring things. You've been stealing electricity from your neighbors. No, that's not going to work. We're going to have you tear this down. Well, this is my spot. You don't even own the land, man. You're renting. Yeah, I'm renting, but I pay my rent. No. Landlord had to let it go because they did an eminent domain by the government, and they're using your land to put a driveway and a freeway through. But I have rights. I can talk to my attorney. Nope. Attorney cannot circumvent eminent domain. That means that even your landlord is losing. He has to get pennies for the dollar. Go with the flow of the story. 3 Little Pigs, if you ain't figured it out. Oh my God. JoJo #2, when one said, what the hell we gonna do? They tearing your shit down, man. Well, I told you, dog, you renting. You remember JoJo 1 said we should have owned our own house. I know, we should have been possibly off the grid. Yeah. We should have not been on the system. Yep. You know what we're gonna have to do? Damn. I gotta go talk to this nigga. Damn. This is fucked up. JoJo #3, sitting back in his crib. He's sitting back in his crib, he chilling like, what the fuck? I'm having a good time. He knows the knock. He said, he looks through his vent. Hey, bro, what's up? Dog, let me in. Let you in. What's up? What's going on? Man, I know. They took your place right here, man. They took you and your brother right here. You didn't listen to me, huh? Won't you let me in? Let's have a talk. No, man, serious. No, we're going to talk to the peephole. Because I find this fun because I'm taping you anyway. Even you taping me, I've got geosystems all around my property. You realize my peephole records and visualizes everything that touches ground. You realize I'm off the grid. And you realize I don't deal with shit here. So once you cross this threshold in my house, it's my rules, it's my way. And we ain't doing that you guys were doing before. We don't live off the system here. We're not looking for the government. We're not renting from Chinese people or people that are going to press and take all your money. We're going to have a conversation of consolidating and working our bills together. Now, do you understand that? Yeah, bro, I understand. Do you understand that we are Trump people here? We support the president and we back everything that he said. Oh, damn. I told you. What you say? Oh, no, man, no. I'm Trump. I'm Trump. Look, we even got some Trump hats. JoJo 1 and 2 one bought some Trump hats because they're trying to pander their brother, but you know, they got the Trump hats on. He said, I see them Trump hats. That's a good start. But you're going to do more than wear some damn hats. You're going to learn to be responsible for yourself. And you're going to learn to be responsible for other people who don't know to do better and speak of good things to do better and not be dependent upon the government. He said, come on in. Came on in. They was chilling. Wolf knocked on the door. How can I help you, sir? Nice property you have here. He says, yeah. Well, you didn't know we own this land. He says, you own this? Yes. Okay. Electric bill. No, sir. We don't have electric bill here. What? We're off the grid. Oh, okay. You pay your state taxes? Yes, I do. Oh, okay. Carry on, you guys. This one's clear. This is the point I'm trying to make to you. As family, as people, my people, y'all need to have conversations like that. You need to go back to them stories of the 3 little pigs. One that's renting, one that was on the government welfare system, and the one that learned to be off the grid and self-reliance and self-responsible for oneself. But the more that we distract ourselves with sex and R. Kelly and entertainers and TV shows, the more we do that, we lose time. Learn how to move through time. Learn not to pander to pain of America. Because Black people's pain is constantly being pandered, and they're constantly trying to ride on what we did to contribute to this country so they can get it for free. When I tell you that libertarian Ron Paul had it straight, and when he said cut off all of their free resources, he was not lying. Cut them off. Because they come here just for the free goods. They ain't coming here because I can't wait to be American. I'm going to go ahead and claim amnesty, and I'm going to, they want your check, your taxpayer's check, your great-great-grandmother who contributed to the building of this country's check. That's what they want. That's what they want. In the meantime, you guys talking about Trump. I don't like Trump. I don't like this. You need to wake up and focus on yourself. Self-preservation, conversation about self-alliances with your family members. Ain't nothing evil about that. Ain't nothing non-godly about that. A man that does not work does not eat. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It is time to be transformed. The message will not be televised. It will not be social medialized. It will be revelized, and revolution will come through videos and people like me and others out there who have tried to tell you to pay attention to your life. You're distracted by Republicans and Democrats and libertarians and independents and this sex person and transgender, that homophobic, that lesbian who hates her white father and all that bullshit. Just a waste of time. Energy that you spend in your conversations at work and with your family members on the phone about TV and entertainment bullshit that will never, ever affect your life, but other than drain you of the years that you could have had doing something better, wanting better. A man that does not work does not eat. And that doesn't mean physical work. That means the mental and physical anguish that you're going through that you're not correcting within yourself. You obese, fat slob of a Negro. Need to get your act together. Get your act together. All of us who are overweight, we constantly got to work on it. Weight is work. And you have to tell yourself somewhere emotionally you got to get it together. Don't eat your way away. Don't smoke your weed up every day. You weed ass motherfucker. Stop smoking so much damn weed, please. Stop smoking so much weed. Stop doing that damn synthetic weed too. Thinking that shit ain't gonna affect you and that you made it through that first round. You need to stop doing all that damn weed. They let you smoke weed. They love when you smoke weed. You ain't gonna get no job. Ain't nobody want to hang around you. I don't want to hang around you. Your weave smell like weed, bitch. Your weave smell like weed. What man wants you when you smell like weed? What woman wants you when your breath smell like weed? Your lips all burnt up? Come on now. Come on now. Ain't nobody want nobody like that. Come on now. What's up with you, boy? Ain't nobody want nobody like that. Come on now. You let drugs infest in your family. It's all right. How is it all right? It's legal. Just because something legal don't mean that you got to do it. Hell, porn is out there. If I watch porn every day, I'm going to masturbate every day. Is that going to fix my problems? Is that going to fix my problems? Masturbating all day? Is it going to fix your problems? Having sex with 2 or 3 bitches? Getting you a 3-hole chick? Is that going to fix your problem? No. Talk to me. Is that going to fix your problems? Drugs and sex. Conversation with other people in the conscious community. All y'all talk about bitches and hoes. Niggas ain't got no money. These are not men talking about black Wall Streets and ways of generating revenue and ownership of businesses and trying to find tax bracket breaks. Tax bracket breaks. I was talking to someone today, and they're in Texas. They're talking about if you have so much animals on your land, you get a tax break. I'm like, really? Yeah, get a couple of goats to clean the land. The state gives you a break. I didn't know that. I know that now. You know, conversations that can bring value to you. Conversations that can do good for you. But no, you don't have those conversations. How much time did you take today to figure out another way to make money? Tell me. Any of y'all figured out how much more money you can make? Something that might bring $100 a month. Can you do something that brings $100 a month? Something that you say, that doesn't really bring much money, but it does. Some mail order idea. Tell me, can you think outside the box with 5 good girlfriends or guy friends, or have roundtable conversations in your home, get together, maybe have some popcorn or some coffee or whatever you guys do when you eat, or just sit around with friends and get off the grid and have non-grid conversations. Don't talk about the grid or politics. Talk about opportunities that you could bring and value to your own lives. Can you do that? Can you do that? Instead of sit back and talk about a conservative black woman like me in front of your face? Can you do that? Can you think of ways to eat better and live better for yourself and for your children? Can you sit down and have conversation with family members that you can't stand? Saying, I can't stand this motherfucker. But Shirley told me to sit down and just talk to them. You might stare for 15 minutes. What the hell am I sitting here for? Well, that's right. Shirley told me to sit with him. Why? Because there's people who are trying to get beyond that wall and take your goods to trades and service. And we are at war. And in California, they are fighting to break that wall down. And if those people flood in here, there is a group of 1,500 people right now walking through Mexico, claiming that they're going to break that wall down. They're going to break that wall down. And they're going to be running and filtrating into the community. Do you know that they're digging in the ground and there are people finding people tapping on the soil, coming up in their houses in parts of Texas and California right on the border? Tapping under the ground. Can you imagine being in your kitchen, all of a sudden here comes little Jose digging up out of your, and you say, what's that sound? I'd have my shotgun ready to pop that motherfucker. Don't get it twisted. I'm that chick. I'm that chick. Have my 45. I ain't playing. I'm not playing. You don't come in my house. Everybody know how to shoot in my house. All my boys shoot. My ex shoot. Everybody shoot in my house. My grandbaby. If I haven't had any grandbabies, I ain't got no grandbabies. If I have any kids who have kids, I have kids, but they don't have any kids. They probably be shooting at 3. Okay. I believe in gun, family, and God. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. You better look up some rosewood. Come on now. Don't get it twisted. But these are the conversations we don't have. We pander to other people's pain but our own. We are on the verge of extinction, 6%. That's a crime shame. In a state that has so much resources and so much love for filthified, unimmune people, people who have had no immunity shots, that have put you in danger. Put you in danger, bringing all these bugs and bed bugs all over the place in the state of California. It's unbelievable. We need to build that wall. And if we don't build that wall, it doesn't help us. Let me say some shout outs. I know I've been talking for a while. Shout out to Elizabeth and Stratton. Take my glasses off. Hey. Who else is out there? I'm so grateful for Pam. Pam, thank you for coming in. Crush Africa, thank you so much for being in there. I appreciate it so much. You guys at Smith is Chris Smith. Bug, what you doing? How you doing out there? K Vita 8. Van K, thank you guys so much for coming in. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Van K, for your prayers. Not a Bear, thank you so much for being out there. Can anyone see my comments? Yes, we can see your comments, Bear. Kayla 62, Kayla, God bless you. She said Genesis 12, 3. Y'all read Genesis 12:3. And Elizabeth said, I agree. A couple need to listen to you. A few other YouTubers like you who are out there. Well, thank you so much, Dave Ramson, the Dave Ranson course. I've never heard of him, but if he's good, then maybe you guys might want to check him out. There's so many of you guys are out there. I appreciate your love, and fake news has always popped in once in a while. I appreciate everything that you guys do. Van is out there. Tim's out there. Tim Stevenson, Ray, and of course, conservative Mexican came in early. Carly Campbell, God bless you for coming in. You know, Trisha's out there. God bless you, Trisha and Crusher. You know, illegals and immigrants, there are so many right now in California. It's unbelievable. The illegal immigrants are out there, and they have no respect. They have no respect for the black community. They have no respect for those of us who have not only deserve our rights in our own state because we were born and raised, but they feel that they have the right to do more. If you're tall in California, they're easily intimidated. These people are about 5'4", 5'3". They're getting shorter by the minute. I stood next to a whole family, must have been about 4'7". I couldn't believe how little these people were. Scared the hell out of me. Now, and they look like, they're not like the midget people. I don't know what the correct word, the little people. These are people who are not from this country. They're not from this country. And they are empowering them to the point that we're the awkward ones. We're awkward. These are people in our police department. There should be a height requirement for LAPD and the sheriff department. The sheriff department went downtown LA, city council meeting. What's the name of that YouTube channel? Oh, I'll put it somewhere in the comments. Anyway, the new sheriff department, head of the sheriff department in LA County, said that we will not work in conjunction with ICE police. That we are going to physically remove. This is what the head of the sheriff department said. We're going to physically remove ICE police. This is what I'm talking about. Y'all ain't safe. Y'all think you're going to call the police, he's going to work in your best interest. He's not. He's not going to work in your best interest. You might, it's a numbers game. You might be lucky to get a good one. You may be lucky not to get a play with it. You need to prepare your family. You need to prepare yourself. You need to financially get yourself secured. You need to get ready because we are in Armageddon. You need to find ways to make sure that you consolidate. Don't build no wood house and don't be on the government. Don't do no hay house and be getting all them checks and ain't got no real money coming in. Don't be living in a rental house knowing that you living way beyond your means in somebody else's nice rental house. Get out there and downsize and get something you can own. And don't live in these states. If California ain't working, move. Shit, get your ass out. Go to Detroit. Go to Idaho. Go to Texas. I heard there's other little places to go into. Take your family and leave. If you want to come back later, fine. If you got a piece of property, you might want to rent it. You get more money from the rent, and then off the rent, you can live that. That could be another source of income. Hey, you own this house, just rent it. You're getting high rents anyway. And take that high rent that you charge them, and then you go live out of state, and then you live off that high rented house in California until what California needs to do is get its act together. Or eventually you might say, you know what, I'll just let that be a secondary home and make this my new primary home out in the state outside of California. You need to have conversation of expanding your own self-preservation and wealth and worth. And by doing that, you can have longevity in your living. But I need you guys to share and have conversations about this, because that's the importance of this wall. Black people are cages downtown Los Angeles. Black people are in cages. And many of you are not paying attention to the black people in cages. You're sitting back, and I've showed you those videos, and you're not even sharing them. It's really sad. I've showed you this woman. She said she was 67 years old. The homeless people out there who have to cash their check, black people, at the cash check and cash place that are owned by foreign entities. Immigrants, Chinese, Mexicans, Indian people own these check cashing places. And they take 30% of your check. So if you get $1,000 check, them people come in and they take $300 of that check. And that money goes into their pocketbook. And then go right back in their tents. There's something wrong where we're stepping over people when we go get our coffee and we go to our stores and our market. There's something wrong that we have become content with filth because we say in our own mind, well, that's not me. Where is the Good Samaritan? The Bible talks about the Good Samaritan. Why wasn't that you? Why aren't you talking about how we can embetter our own culture of people when everybody else does, but we don't? Very sad times in America. It really is. It really is. We cannot be sleeping at the wheel, my friends. We cannot be sleeping in life. Elizabeth said, reminds me of that movie, is Sleeping with the Enemy. Yeah, Sleeping with the Enemy is a very interesting movie. Very interesting movie. Illegal alien Republican, came in and said, illegal aliens get housing while blacks get Skid Row. It sure does. But who cares? Because there's not a revolution. There's not enough of us coming together. Phil has talked about this. I have talked about this. Dr. Mumbe, God bless her. She came in from Kenya. Did a lot of seminars. Claude Anderson's been talking about this. I'm sick of the talk. Anybody sick of talking? I'm sick of talking. I would like someone to make the initiative to have the resources to fund people like me or Phil to give us the money to do what we have to do. And, a couple of dollars here and there you guys donate is such a blessing. It helps us in these channels, and it helps us with Urban Game Changers. Thank you, Pam, for posting Urban Game Changers. Make sure that you guys join Urban Game Changers, because we are going to be doing a lot of things this year. We're developing our database, and we need to get involved. But we need money to put events on where we can have conversations, because they're blocking us from talking to one another. Many people are going off the grid. They're going off the grid. They're waking up. So when the world's falling apart, they ain't worried. They have their electric. They have their solar. They have their gas. They have their water. There are people who are living on their own resources, and you could do that if we took the time to study it. And maybe you say, sure, I don't want to live off the grid to that point. Well, then you need to find a location where the state has a little stability in the mind, because California ain't got no stability. It's too busy pandering towards people who don't add value, but just strip pain and cause pain upon the black community. And many of you have become complex in acceptance of that, including them Jesus Christian pastors who aren't out there laying hands on the sick. Those Jesus pastors who won't come to California and pray. I've asked them to come out and pray. I said, come out and pray for the sick. Well, you can come to my sister, you can come to my church on Thursday, my sister, make a donation. Niggas always want a donation so he can keep up with his whatever kind of car he got. Stuff people. All pastors are not evil, and all pastors are not bad. I know a lot of good, loving pastors. Praise God for that. Praise God, I know that. Otherwise, I'd be messed up there. Y'all had a lot of encounters with cuckoo pastors, and you've given up on God. But God has not given up on you. God has not left you nor forsaken you. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. May these words that you hear I speak to you renew your mind, wake you up, and bring you back to those who have faith. Faith without works is dead. Have faith in God. Have faith in yourself. Develop a faith mentality within your home. Teach your children and your family members to not lose hope in each other. And you do that by having conversations. Communicate with your neighbors and your friends so you have a plan of action. There was a lady on here earlier talking about, I got, I think, CPS. What do? How do you need to go to your church. There are churches that have conversations. Find you some local groups that you can talk to. If we don't communicate about people's lives around us, it can happen to us. But we're so busy worrying about and pandering to these other folks coming over this damn wall for free with their sick ass babies and their sick bodies and pushing babies under holes. What the hell is that about? These people are pushing their babies under a hole. It's crazy. Doug, where you been? Doug. Look at my Doug in. I love my Doug in that piece of chocolate. Oh, I can lick him up and slip him up like a flipping bacon biscuit. Where you been, Doug? Doug, you done missed an hour and a half of me talking. Me talking with my family watching. I'm sure grateful for that one. And I've just been trying to be strong. Sister B says, Sister B, stay strong. Girl, I'm trying to stay strong. Elizabeth, I want all of us to be strong. I want Sister B to be strong. Sister B, I see you out there, girl. I know we all need to continue to have conversations like this. We need to start talking about things like this. Doug, I've been talking about self-preservation. I've been talking about, of course, illegal immigration and the wall issue. President Trump is now into, I think, the 26, 28 days of the lost count of this wall and issue, the money that's supposed to be in place. My notes are in the car, but let me think off the top of my head. It's 1/10 of 1% of the federal government's budget. 1/10 of 1% of the federal government's budget. They do not want to fund. What the hell is that about? 1/10 of 1%. For the Christmas year, voted themselves a raise of 1.9%. 1.9%. They gave themselves their own raise. What the fuck is that about? And then they all outraged. Maxine Waters got a raise. Camilla Harris got a raise. Cory Booker got a raise. Sheila Jackson got a raise. Barbara, whatever her name, got a raise. Black people. Cedric Jackson got a raise. They happy they got a raise. You, in the meantime, you're either out of work, you ain't got much raises in a while, and you better have an invasion. We're about to have a war. There are people staying paid through there. There's going to be some people dead. I'm telling you that right now. There's going to be some people getting shot at that fucking border. And I'll say, oh, well, should have kept your ass in your own country. Kept your ass in your own country. I think everybody should send some money, and we should be building that damn wall. I ain't worried about no Mexico. Mexico, he said Mexico's going to build a wall. To me, they really could. All these people sending money back to their own country. They're not keeping money in this country. These people make money here, and they send it back to their country. They basically are taking walls to break down. They're taking our money to break down the wall. They're taking our money to break down the wall with this buffoonery and foolishness that we're going upon right now. And that's a shame. That's a crime shame. Where we see these people go over to Western Union and telemarketers, and you can even trade money on Snapchat. Isn't that crazy? You can trade money on Snapchat. I don't know if they still allow you, but they could at one point. I mean, it's just all kind of things that they're doing, including, of course, PayPal and all the other ones out there that pander to these people's pain, and it's making it more painful for us. But see, black people, y'all so busy talking about bitches and hoes and dicks and pussies. I'm so sick of you motherfucking niggas. If you follow me, just defriend me. I don't give a fuck. See, I keep it wrong. We ain't got time for that bullshit. I'll watch some of your shows and just cut it off. And then you say, oh, she thinks she knows things. She thinks that, yeah, bitch, I know everything. I've been a Republican all my life. You don't want me to look at my resume. Look me up on LinkedIn. I don't give a fuck. Google my name, bitch. I'm not some trumpeting. I'm not no. I got the red pill. I got the red pill now, and I'm transformed, and I walked away. Well, good for you. Good for you. You're a TikTok. I'm looking at my watch. You're a TikTok. You're a TikTok because I wonder how long you really are for the revolution. I wonder how long and how deep and how dark do you know really this is. This isn't about just getting jobs for America. This is about a preservation of life for our people that we are not getting through any other administration that was given through us through this administration. This administration is willing to do some work with us if we bring an agenda to the table. Everybody else brought an agenda to the table. We got to take whatever they give us. Oh, well, they said they're going to give us chicken dinner with roasted peas tonight. Y'all niggas is happy to do that and put a red hat on. Well, God bless you. But those who are revolutionists like myself, Those who have been in this war for decades and fought for long hours and taunted and raised and walked ballots and knocked on doors and made phone calls and tried to help you understand from an intellectual point of view. Those of us who have worked on campaigns, lost money on campaigns, invested time on candidates that don't add value and add value. Those of us who have really tried to do the legal system the right way in creating legislation and proposals and properties that add value to our country. Those are the people I respect, who are trying to show you that there are acts and propositions and opportunity through government programs in the sense of grants that can be done for businesses that talk about capitalism and small business and large business, LLCs, S corporations, OPMs, other people's money. These are things that you people don't even talk about. You niggas too happy to get a chicken dinner and a photo op. I'm talking about these new Trumpkins. Yeah. Happy to get chicken dinner and a photo op. Well, we're not picking cotton anymore. That's what old Tatum told me. We're not picking cotton anymore. I said, where did this nigga come from? Told my ass I need to be humble. Tell that little bitch of a nigga. Yeah, I said it. And he does say a lot of good things. I give the boy some credit. He young. He don't know who he dealing with. He don't know who he dealing with. Boy should have Googled my name before he tried to cross the riverbed. When he told me to humble myself, that's when Shaquita came out. I said, oh no. We were on O'Shea show, and that nigga told me I need to humble myself, and I'm telling facts and splurting out truths. But he's all happy because he's with the Happy Negro show, working under a white man pandering for black people. Money that never will get to us under an organization that's not even owned, operated, or distributed by black people, but ran by white people with black face. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, you Negroes, you're a TikTok. I want to see how long you are 5 years from now. I'll wait till, maybe it last that long. 5, 10 years, ain't gonna make it. You don't make it because, see, it takes fortitude to be a conservative Republican. It takes fortitude. It takes strength. It takes knowledge. It takes years. You need to put something into the ground. You've put nothing but words that you steal from other people. All you guys are repeating words that I've said for decades. I've been on YouTube since 2009. 2008, out here talking to, I was on hiphoprepublican.com, Hip Hop Republican TV. You can see some of my old videos. Then they took a whole bunch. Pax Stereo had 1,000 videos up. He took them videos down. We were splitting them out. That's why I said this is a lot of work for them people to make a decision to pull the plug on us. And they do it all the time. I wrote 4 years for the Washington Times, Community Digital News. Washington Times made a decision that division wasn't what they were going in the direction. They shut all the writers down, took all that offline, off the grid, like if we never existed. Only those who know the truth know what really happened. So then you get these newcomers who come up and they're going to tell you, like old Tatum did, old Brandon Tatum will tell me, I need to stay humble. That's when he got Shaquita. Tell that little boy go play with himself. Go play with himself. Because this is war. This is war. This is not about cracking jokes and let's talk about, you see Lucas come up talking about, let's talk about R. Kelly. All y'all care about is numbers on this fucking channel. You have no passion for the real pains and the plots that's going on in the community. You go around asking for money and that money will never get to black people. And when you come back in time, you'll watch this video and they said, that lady told us that money ain't going to come to us. Because they don't give it to real African American people like myself. I am a child of the DOS, a descendant of slaves. You ain't got to guess what I am. I'm not pandering to you like April Ryan, who ain't really got that much black in her. That's a whole nother conversation. Yeah, I called her ass out. I called out all them black ass, broke ass celebrities acting like they got all this money, knowing that they out of work tomorrow, they'd lose everything they have. It's too much people committing fraud for you guys. That you guys think got it going on. They don't have it going on. They don't have that Serena Williams money. They ain't got that Serena Williams money. They wish they did. That's why Common was hoping she would hook up with him. I'm so glad she got away from that little broke thug. Shit. Yes, baby, honey. Always fuck up. Don't fuck down. So yeah, I said it. Y'all talking about black or white? No, don't fuck down, fuck up. You know, don't fuck a nigga that can't do nothing for you. Black or white or whatever. Anybody can be a nigga. Nigga's an ignorant person to me. That's how I feel. You ignorant, you a nigga. That's what you are. Because you didn't take the time. You didn't take the time to learn the real truths. You didn't take the time to know the queen you're about to approach upon, Tatum. You're gonna go on the show and tell me to humble myself. Bitch, you a TikTok. Sure, he says a lot of great things. He's good. Even my son says, why are you going on that man? I said, because that man's up there talking about picking cotton. He done picked up some scripts from some white people talking about picking cotton. Anytime I hear one of you niggas talking about picking cotton, I'm going to cut you with words. What the hell are you talking about picking cotton? Nigga, you don't know about no picking cotton. Your mama ain't pick cotton. Your grandma ain't pick no cotton. You ain't that old. Why are we talking about picking cotton? The Democrats even trying to have you pick cotton. The Democrats want you on a system. They want your grandmother, your cousin, your uncle to stay on a system. Lyndon B. Johnson created a system to keep you oppressed so that you wouldn't be self-sufficient. They want you completely engulfed into the grid. They give you free cell phones with bugs on them so they know your move and everything that you do. They give you stuff to monitor you. They give you checks to keep you dependent and not reliant. They give you checks to keep your children down, that you do not want anything, so that when the government cuts down, the chaos will commence, and you will be the first one to say Trump is evil. When how many times you've heard Yvette Cornell and even myself tell you, don't be stuck on the grid. Don't be dependent upon the system. But no, you niggas, y'all like being on the system. Because you ain't, that's my check. That's my paycheck. Nigga, that ain't no paycheck. That's the government check. You ain't paid nothing. My tax law. You ain't never worked. Your mama didn't work you 5 generations into the system. Now, all of a sudden, this 5 generation in system has gotten. And you got a president who said, we don't stay in gridlock for maybe a year. Y'all getting nervous now. You getting nervous now. You getting nervous now, boy. Because you done took yourself beyond your needs. You done took yourself beyond what you really can't afford. You living a lifestyle that you have gone beyond what you can. And you don't stay that way because you stupid. You need to liquidate them damn assets. You need to consolidate. So let me break down those words because some of y'all don't get that. Liquidate means that you sell what you have. You can do a fire sale, whatever you got to do. Just say, this is all I got. I'm going to take what cash I can get out of this situation. And then you need to consolidate. That means put it together. Put all your stuff together. I got some lotion. I got a pen. I got this. I got my remote right here. Consolidate your stuff together. That means consolidate. And say, how do I make this work? Well, I only got some lotion, so I can't use oil. I got to use this for my skin. This is all I got. That's all I can do. My mouth is dry. I can't get no soda. I ain't got no coffee. All I got is water. That's what I can do. I got my remote. I ain't got no cell phone, so I might play with the numbers at night. But eventually, I got a couple of books. Then you find you some other people, see what they got, and then you make something from it. You might call your friend Shaquita. She going to come work with you. She got the TV. You got the remote. Girl, you got the remote. I got the TV. Let's make this happen. You need to sit down and have conversations, my people. All these good words and tell me how evil the Democrats are and R. Kelly bullshit. Y'all know that man was cuckoo when he was peeing on people. Did that video and peed on that girl. And then the parents took their kids to a concert. You put yourself in front of evil. Watch the evil that's before your eyes. Watch the evil that's before your eyes. Listen to what I'm telling you. Just because you've grown don't mean you have to indulge into it. Just because you've grown don't mean that you have to pander to it. All evil things in this country are not good. All of them. All evil things in the country are not good. And you don't have the spirit to discern evil from good. Yes, he's been a great songwriter. He's wrote some great songs, some great love songs. Some of y'all that had babies, his sister, and now they attacked him and they're attacking other women. And obviously, none of these people know how to go to the government and start pressing. Why aren't they pressing legislators to go after him? All you celebrities saying, I'm not going to participate. Y'all going to sit back and talk to Maxine Waters. Why didn't y'all go and say, we need some legislation to protect the black youth? Black girls missing in this country, being targeted. Ain't none of y'all talking about the preservation of the seed, but yet the Jewish cultures do. Yeah. You know why they consider Drake a Jew? It's because his mother was Jewish. If Drake's mother was black and I had married a Jew and I had a son, he would not be considered Jew because my womb is not Jewish according to the Jewish white Jews in America. So because his mother was a white Jewish woman, excuse me, Drake is Jew. Now, they value the woman's womb. Why do not black men value the black woman? Why didn't we buy? You see a lot of these black conservative men that are online right now, they don't even like black women. When I heard that, I said, shit. Okay, you know. I think some of you niggas is a plant. I do. I think you TikToks. You got ticks and you're a TikTok. That means that your time is coming and you're going to be just like an Omarosa. TikTok. I got clipped. After her, I was done. Because I know when she got in there, I started doing videos going, this lady ain't going to help us. I talked to her. She seemed sincere. But she really did not help us. Not only did she help us, she set us back almost 40 fucking years. We were on the front line. Trump got in office 20 days and he sat with black leaders and she put those shitty ass leaders in front of him. Latino Coalition got the vice president. We got the president. Instead, now we got these people up there talking about prison reform. What about everybody that ain't in prison? See, the TikToks are running the show. When it's all over, what do we get? The people who have been in this for decades who said, let's talk about family and preservation for the black family. The black woman, her wombs, just like the Jewish people who value their women. Why can't you black men value black women? Why can't you black women value black women? And what is wrong with saying you're a woman? Because God has blessed you to produce a seed. And the man has been blessed to have the seed to be planted into the womb. It's a shame. It's a shame. Because for some reason, things that have been normal for all our lives are now not normal. And there's this new normal of seeing perverted transgender children who want to parade. And see, it's a word, this is a movement of pedophilia. That little boy that they panting around with lashes and his mother's letting all these grown-ass sexually perverted men who probably have already fucked him in the ass. Yeah, I said it. A little transgender boy, you know, one of them can't wait to break his, saddle back that little boy. If he ain't been saddle backed already. Whoever's going to break him open. Because he's dressing like a woman right now. Wait till they break him open. Because he's doing all these sex. I watched one video on the why I watched it. He knew even all the sexual terms and the gay guy went, well, you know what that is? He was taken back like, you know what that is? Yes, I know what that is, honey. I said, oh, they find that all cute. That demonic spirit that jumped on that kid and the mother just letting them men molest that boy. Pedophilia and child molestation will be legal in this country if we don't step up and start speaking out against this stuff. And then they can't wait to continue to drab the black man, the emasculated black man, the black man that likes to suck black dick and let these white men marry them and promote them like Don Lemon. I got a white husband. My husband. Oh, Jesus, take the wheel. Don used to get on CNN and talk about the black community, and now he's getting paid lots of money to sell us under the river. Sell us under the river. But what do? We say nothing. We say nothing. We fight against each other. We're the most fought-driven people against each other I ain't never seen in my life. But yet people like me get on here and raw and real, say a couple curse words, and I got to hear a couple sermons from my pastors, which I will because I know I got to work on my mouth. But I'm at a point now, it's a sad state of affairs, Pam. It's right on point. It's really sad. It's really sad. Because we look at the ones that, you know, we had some good people, and they found out some trash on them Negroes. Think about it. Tavis Smiley, he's off the air. I'm not a Roland Martin fan. I ain't never been that anyway. He ain't on there no more. All these black people, give me a good black man, tall, distinguished, intelligent, confident, on the air right now. Not emasculated, not effeminate, I mean, not emasculated, not effeminate, not gay. Give me that man. American black. Give me that man. Show me that man. Where the hell is that man? Because white America, white entertainment, those entertainment industry people, they don't want to show you that. They want to see I was really enjoying Empire when it first came out. So they kept going, but when they start pushing that gay stuff, and then the episode where that man went down on that light-skinned Negro, and he's jerking like, on the camera, he's getting his dick sucked real good. I said, this is supposed to be G-rated or whatever, not G-rated, but G13. Well, that was I was too old. I was too young. I didn't need to see all that. Now they didn't show his actual actions, but just knowing that this man was getting his dick sucked and they gonna show his face, and he's jerking like man was sucking his dick. I said, See, this is what the black community, we've accepted this lifestyle into our community, and we're supposed to embrace it. These are demonic ways to distract us from wealth, family, and preservation. The more gay black men you have, the less blacks that you have in this country, the less dark-skinned people, the less Africans you have in this country, African Americans whose history goes back to 400 years. Because see, you have all these foreigners, including Haitian people and all these other countries that have come here, and we include and accept them, and they think they're the same as those who are the descendants of slaves, but they're not. Mia Love is Haitian, and she's a Mormon. The Mormon church go after Haitian blacks because blacks like myself know that the Mormon church never liked black people. They said black people, I remember this being in high school, they never liked black people because they told us that black people could not operate in leadership. They weren't capable. Now, I just told you we saw Hidden Figures and found out that we were the human computers, but yet we could not be in leadership. That we put the men on Mars and they trusted our numbers more than they trusted the computer. They trusted our brains more than they trusted the computer to bring them down. Where's that girl with them numbers? She knows what she's talking about. What did she say? I'm going to do it now. They trusted our numbers. Black women went in there and ran IBM. She went and studied all the codes that today. You have to be code checked. We need to go back to that. You need to take your little girls, write this down. Black girls that code. Write that down. Black girls that code. Look up code.org. You need to learn how to code. Learn how to write the code to be able to do your phone that's behind these phones. That creates apps, that creates websites. Learn the backside end, UX, UI. You need to learn that. Why? Because that's where the money is. Those people start off at $100,000, $120,000 a year. They'd rather have you on a system. Now you ain't got no check because the government got shut down. But if your ass knew how to code, you wouldn't want for nothing. Because they need you in technology. See, you don't shift paradoxes. The life is shifting. We're all moving in the tech. Why aren't you moving that way? No, I got my check. You like them three pigs, JoJo, JoJo, and JoJo. Which one are you? Which one of them damn pigs is you watching me right now? Are you pig number one on the government with the haystack? Are you pig number two renting from somebody saying, I'm living a good life. I've got a good place. My rent's solid. I'm under rent control. At any time, they could do eminent domain. At any time, that landlord can have that property taken away. They can sell it in the rules and regulations and be gone. At any time, because they said they don't want to pay the taxes anymore. And you say, I'm locked under my contract. Really? Really? In the meantime, you're going to be going to JoJo number 3, who told your ass, come to my house, I'm off the grid, and I own my land. And all I do is have to pay my taxes. Now, are you ready? Are you really ready for the revolution? Are you really ready to what we're about to embark upon, which we're embarking on right now? That's all I want to know. Are you ready? Because this administration ain't playing. This administration is trying to let you know that if you don't have your shit together, you're going to be homeless. There's going to be more homeless Negroes on the street because they sat back and they depended upon the system. They didn't work themselves off the grid. They didn't transform their jobs and saying, we're about to lose our jobs. That's a good movie to watch, Hidden Figures, because there were so many good points. When that sister realized that all them black women were going to be out of a job, and then them white people couldn't figure out how to work that machine, She went in there and she trained the white people, which pushed them out anyway. I wish that if we could go back in time and we had a time machine and bring some of them niggas forward and then took them back, we'd tell them, do us a favor. Don't train none of them people. Tell them, we don't know if we can teach you. You're going to have to learn on your own. Just be acting like dumb JoJo and don't teach them nothing. I don't know. Don't speak no English. I don't have much money. I don't know. You know the motherfuckers can speak English. I said, I know your ass understands what I say. If I say fuck you, do you understand that one? Oh my God, you got those words. Fuck and you. Good for you. You spoke some English. I guess you got that one right. Right, bro? You got that one right? Right? See? I don't be playing stupid and dumb. But that stupid and dumb and got them far. They got your check. They got your livelihood. They got your lifestyle. Here you have women who went in there and one woman stood up and said, I'm going to teach my people how to do better and want better. And at that time, we were humble enough to listen to people who had common sense. But no, everybody got to be the HINC. Everybody got to be the head Negro in charge. All y'all got to be rolling. All y'all got to be flossing, wearing 5,000 tons of makeup and a brand new head of wigs every week at $150 a pop, paying a Korean man. All y'all got to get it going. Got your 3 whole chicks talking about bitches and hoes and stuff on YouTube. Yeah, you got it going. You the one. Right? Right? No. This government going to stay shut down because you are pandering to these people coming over this wall, taking everything that you got. And we're going to keep giving these people that to the point that the landmass in California cannot compensate and hold all these people. The landmass in America cannot continue to take countries that think they're going to plop themselves here, eat up all our infrastructure, and suck up all our water and our food and resources. And I'm telling you now, in Texas, they don't let that happen. Certain states are utility states. What's a utility state? It's a state that is self-sufficient. It has its own gas, its own water. It can succeed from the union. That means that it does not have to depend on the federal government. The federal government, we succeeding mean that you don't have to cut the federal government off. We'll cut them off. We are breaking away from the federal government and we are our own entity. Those are the states I like. Excuse me, because when you have people in Pakistan doing videos talking about Mexico needs to be a state, and we need to take it back Texas. We don't take it back Arizona and California. In California, the Mexicans always say, well, this used to be Mexico. We're taking it back. That's what they tell black people. We're taking your property because this used to be Mexico. Yeah, y'all don't understand the pain and the trauma in California that we're enduring. And most of you don't really give a fuck. But you like being entertained. You like people cracking jokes. You like people and celebrities looking pretty and wearing and the YouTube videos. All that you got your little routine of what you watch and what you eat, and then you go to bed. And then that damn evil Trump comes on. Jump. I'm sick of him. Oh, you sick of him, huh? Okay. When your money's not coming in, when your cousin coming over to my Joe, I didn't get my check. What do you mean? My check? What check you talking about? I had that extra check. You want the government? Yeah. You didn't tell nobody. No, I just had the little check and I was selling my cards off to the side and all that little racket, you got racketeering shit you got going because you didn't stop and learn a trade. You got to get a degree. You can get some trades in technology. Let's take our people in trades of technology. If everybody else, if the Koreans got the hair and the Asians and the Indians have the hotels, why don't we move into the tech industry? Why are we as black people talking about coding and learning about cybersecurity and learning about different ways of CAD and different and medical health tech? Why are we moving in those transitions of life? Why? Why aren't you having those conversations? Why aren't you looking for more YouTube videos talking about that? Why? Why aren't you looking and watching Bloomberg once a week, once a day? What's the trade and what's the stock market doing right now? Is it up? Is it down? Why? What's the interest rates right now? Why does that affect you? Why? Because it's your opportunity of wealth and protection that this country offers you. But if you're going to give it away, and let these people come over and they'll learn how to do it. They'll learn how to code. They'll learn to take your jobs. And they'll make you more homeless. And they'll bring their cousin and their uncles and they'll create that chain migration, which they've already created. And they'll use those EB2 and EB3 visas. And they'll bring their money in and they'll send money over there so we can make money to bring more of them over here. And they'll create that more of a racketeering rackets that they've been doing for the last 15, 20 years. and the Democrats that love those people and don't love you, and you will be like us in California, 6% and destitute to the system. It's a shame, my brothers and sisters. It's a shame that you don't wake up. And it's a shame that you watch and listen to these people who don't give a darn because they got their own money and their own lives, and they want to keep you in a cage like a hamster in a circle. And you got nothing. They want to keep you on the track like the horse. And chasing a rabbit, chasing a carrot, chasing a carrot. And at the end, the carrot goes away. The race is over. That's you. Yeah, that's you. You that nigga. You that nigga. You need to wake up. You need to wake up. Because you're going to be... That's what you be doing tomorrow. Getting on that treadmill. Going to work. Getting on the grind. Going through the car. Going to the traffic. Drinking my coffee. Talking about nothing. Go home. Next thing. Same thing. Instead of saying, let me slow my roll. Let me get a piece of paper. Let me get some pens. Let me find me a pen. Make like I got a pen. And I'm going to write down some things that I want to do besides lose weight and eat right and healthy in 2019. I'm going to write down some things, the people that I like, and some niggas that I need to let go. You on the let go list. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. You ain't got to tell them you got to let them go. You just ain't calling them no more. And when they call you, you say, I got an appointment. That appointment means you in the bathroom. Stop giving people your time and energy. They're drainers. You're going to put them on your list. Take that bitch. Take him off. Take that nigga off. And then you're going to rewrite your list. And I want you to find you some people who make $100,000 to $1 million to $1 billion. How many millionaires can you put on your list in your Rolodex? How many of your friends make over 6 digits? If you ain't got nobody in your life making 6 digits, you got an issue. Because in California, you better make some kind of 6 digit because they ain't going nowhere. 6 digits don't mean nothing in California. It don't mean nothing. But if you can find you some friends with some money, some mixer groups, go to it's late. There's different sites that you can go to where you need to mix and mingle with people. Meetup, thank you, Jesus. Go to meetup.com and find out people who have kindred spirits and things that you like to do that can bring value to the table of your life. But if you don't do that, if you don't take the time to realize by not interacting with people of a higher intellectual fortitude, you ain't going nowhere. You're going to be stuck in the revolution. I'll be talking to you from another part of the country. By you, my brother and sister, will be caught in the paradox of the matrix that has disease and famine going on. You will be caught into the quarantine boundaries of the country because you allowed illegal immigrants to continue to migrate over that wall, to come through that wall, to break easily over the wall. Did you see that one person? They tried to drive a car over the fucking wall. What the fuck was that shit about? Almost did it. Got the car pretty much over. Tried to drive a car over the wall. We can't climb it. We're going to drive it. We're going to dig in the ground. And now we're going to rampage the wall. If you cut off their benefits, they can do all the wall climbing they want. When you come here, they don't give you nothing. We don't give you nothing. Cut the benefits off, President Trump. You're doing good. You shut government down. Next thing you need to do is start cutting the benefits. You don't get health, you don't get medical, you school, you don't get education. Just cut the benefits. And if the states that want to support it and want to be a sanctuary state, you start cutting those states, Mr. Trump. We want you to keep cutting. Cut. Surely you're making life hell. Life is not free. Life is not fair. Life is not true. Many of you are living in a fantasy world. Get out of the fantasy world. Because once you are reliable on your own means and you are off the grid and say, I did that, and it doesn't matter what happens in the world, God bless you. God bless you for having that clarity to see where I'm going with this. And many of you guys are going to get mad and call me all kind of names. I really don't care. Follow me, don't follow me, doesn't matter. Because I'm trying to talk to the people with common sense. I'm trying to talk to the people who understand the importance of this wall that needs to be up. Because if you're not going to build this wall, you're going to build disease, famine, hurt, anger. It's going to create such a chaos you've never had in our lifetime. We might go back to part of the medieval times with that Black Plague. Don't get it twisted. Cut their asses off. Cut their asses off. Ain't nothing but body snatchers snatching us out, trying to replace us, and they act like they're us. Little bitty police officers in California, number 5'4". Half these women don't even need to be on the force. They don't even want to hire us. Saying black people don't apply. It's bullshit. Taking our rights and our privileges and our citizenship rights to their advantages. And we sit back and say, we've got to help them. I ain't helping them fuckers. I'm not helping them. And you shouldn't either. Ain't nobody helping you. Your brothers and sisters ask you for $5. You guys feel, I gave them $5. What is $20 going to do a broke nigga on the street? When you know that there's systematic things that this government should have in place to protect those people. Their grandparents and parents before them contribute, and they don't get the benefits, but the illegals come in with their 4 and 5 friends, and they take all your rights, and you have no problems with it. It is the black people that need to rise to press this wall to stay up. It is the black people that need to rise to come together in front of the press and say, enough is enough. We don't want them in our communities. We don't want them around. But the state of California, we will never be able to make California great again with the Trump movement, because they're using us as a template for the Obama movement, the liberal progressive movement. They're named his freeways after this man who barely ever came here in the state of California. They're empowering these people in ways that you could never imagine. Even the immigrants, they only hire illegal immigrants and pay them under the table. The immigrants don't even want to hire Americans. So white Americans are homeless. God bless the people like the Invisible People who are on YouTube. Go to his channel, The Invisible People. Let me give you a couple of websites to go to. Write down Urban Business Institute. It's an organization for those who have businesses who are trying to get it popping and cracking and doing everything. Urban Business Institute, write that down. Another one I want you to look up. There are black people who own hotels. Write down NABHOOD. Black Association of Black Hotels Owners, Operators, and Developers. Look at those organizations. Look up RLJ Trust Company. Started with the gentleman who created BET. That company's doing very well. They understand goods and trades and services and assets, how to move those assets. Look up RL Trust. I don't know if it's just called RL. It's a little turtle. Melanie owns that company. I met Melanie many, many moons ago. I wished I would have invested in that money. She's now married to George Lucas, black woman married to George Lucas, Star Wars. Yeah, Lucas Films has a black wife, for those who don't know. Again, these are organizations that were trying to empower black people through wealth. The real Blexit, unlike Candace Owens' fake Blexit, there's a Blexit that's out there talking about wealth and management. You want to look them up, the real one. Instead of these people who are TikToks that come in and steal other people's ideas and concepts and watch past videos and act and then regurgitate it, acting like it's new. Like you saying stuff that someone ain't never said before. But some of y'all ain't never looked back at other videos and see stuff that I've said, and all of a sudden everybody's saying it. We've got the elderly out there homeless downtown LA. Well, how do you know that? You're not filming. You don't come and visit. Oh, that's right. Shirley's out there. Yeah. Urban Business Institute. Thank you, Pam, for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Latrice, girl, how you doing, baby girl? I've known Latrice for years. She used to braid my hair. I love Latrice. Wonderful hair braiding woman. Knows what she's doing. Make sure you guys check her out. Go to her channel. And if you need your hair braided, go to Latrice Thompson and let her braid your hair because she's good. That's what we need to do. We need to support sisters and brothers with each other. Make sure that you go to Beauty Institute. They are funding African-American people who want to start beauty supply stores. Look them up, Beauty Institute, which is actually under the Urban Business Institute. That's another organization, but they're the same organizations. Those are the ones I've kind of been following. I'm going to be going to Africa with Phil in October. Phil right now, they may have a couple seats left, but there's some people that's going to be Africa with Phil, building bridges with Dr. Mumbe and Kenya. I've never been to Africa, African fan, but I love Phil. And I love Dinus. Oh my God, A Search for Yuri. Please watch him. He's been going back and forth to Africa and he loves it. And I'm an African American, but I know that I cannot be so anti of other cultures. I just, we've been swindled by Nigerians before, and after that, you sit back and scratch your head with some of these foreign people. But that's wrong. That's like saying all black people are wrong, and that's not. I shouldn't be that way. So anyway, Phil's telling me that there's the business side of Black Americans. I did watch that YouTube video. It's called Blacks Without Borders. Write that down, Black Without Borders. Make sure you guys watch that show. I thought that was good. Which was the other crappy? What was the other company? YouTube is crap. What was the other company? What do you mean, Pam? I said, Beauty Institute, which works with Urban Business Institute. Beauty Institute helps you with beauty supply stores. If you want to start a beauty supply store, I think they've launched 120 beauty supply stores, they told me. So I thought that was pretty good. And Sister B said Dinus is intelligent. And he is fine. Girl, he had a picture with a shoe. I don't know why that nigga did this. He had posted this picture with a shoe, right? And so I read in the comment section, I said, is that your shoe size? And that's a big shoe. He said, yeah, that's my shoe. I said, my. Jesus, cougar in the house. Okay, yeah. I'm it's late. It's late. And I got to catch a plane in the morning, so I really need to get off this channel. Blacks Without Borders, yes, it's a great show to watch. Great show to watch. It basically showed all these different blacks that left America, and during the time of the South African, when Mandela was free and everything was flourishing, and the white Africans realizing they have to work more with the black Africans in Africa, African Americans were bringing businesses and opportunities with them over to Africa. And they were telling that black Americans need to be humble versus going there like, well, I'm African American, you should be acceptance to me. And so I think that's where we have to respect other cultures when we're in their country. And they said those who did flourished, and they showed some of their homes. They were beautiful. 10,000 square foot. They paid like $200,000 for a 10,000 square foot house. Gorgeous. She had a living maid. She had a living maid. They had living maids in Africa. Who would have known, right? So, we don't talk about that. And they've got diamond and gold and jewelry. And, recently the president of Kenya denied $3.1 billion from China. Did you guys know that? $3.1 billion the president of Kenya denied from China. But he also recently also met with President Trump. So you might want to Google that. And Melania, the first lady, went over to Kenya and also parts of Africa and met with the children and the leadership there. China and Russia has always tried to break into Africa. But the African Americans and America has never really had that arm to reach out to the wealthy side of Africa. We always see the Negroes walking around begging with the flies around the baby's head. They only want to show us impoverished and destitute modes. Where the Russians and the Chinese, how do you think the Queen of England got all them diamonds and her family? Because of the monarchy, because of the Commonwealth. Y'all need to learn some history before you start coming up in here. You might want to go back to the bitch and hoes channels, because I'm all over the place, and you have to sit back and write all this down and go, let me look about the Commonwealth. Let me learn about Africa. Let me learn about these different continents that are underneath monarchies, technology, and leadership. Because now that the queen is getting old, she's 90 years old. So her tic-tac's about to end. And they're trying to claim that Harry and his half-white, half-black wife, Meghan, are really pandering towards Africa because they want to really have that hold on those people. But I think once she's gone, all bets are off, because I think their loyalty is to her, not so much the system. But they realize that they've been set back and behind. But if America sends that nice olive branch over to Africa with the right money and the right people, why can't we be those people of bridges? Why can't we be the bridge for this country to Africa and as far as resources and connections? Why can't we? And we should. So I thank God for there are Black people who are helping me think a different way about Africans, because y'all didn't see my videos previously. And I'm learning. I'm always willing to be humble enough to learn and grow. And I would hope that you do the same with what I'm sharing with you. You might have once been an anti-Trump, but after watching my videos, you might have been converted over to saying, you know what? So for those who do not live in California, for those who may not understand the true pain, please watch my videos of Black people who are homeless, Black people who are on the street, Black people who can't get jobs. Please watch my videos of people bleaching and how immigrants are able to sell. Please watch some of the videos where I'm talking about coalitional groups being funded versus us, because it comes down to money, numbers, and power. Money and numbers and power, because this country is conquistadors of capitalists. And unless you understand the importance of capitalism, you're going to keep thinking socialist is the way. It is not. Socialism, if it was the way, you still wouldn't be on the top of the chain pool. They'd be making sure everybody's taking care of itself yourself. Because if you could have that, if you could be that human computer that we were meant to be, we'd be in a whole nother position in life. Teach your children technology. Teach them how to manage and how to do things through tech, but see if you can get them in some type of tech program. Because I would love to see more African American young people into tech. I believe and I know that's the way of the future. And it doesn't mean that you have to have a degree or a master's or any of that. You just get certified in the right certifications. And by doing that, it will allow you as an individual to be able to make a level of wealth that would make sure that we're more protected as a people. We can hire better attorneys for those who are incarcerated. We can do more for our community. We can have areas of our own and not have to be dependent upon the system. Another way to get off the grid is getting out of debt and not being dependent upon the system. Don't be that little pig that's one or two. Make sure you find a way to build your own brick house. And make sure that you share and like this video. Share my videos, like my videos. The more likes I get, the more opportunities when I come back on, they move my numbers up. I get more than 200 views. I know if I did this more often, I'd get more views. But right now, again, I'm working on my own self-reliance. I got to work through the grid. I got to figure out some things. You know, California ain't cheap. And, you know, all my sons, I'm waiting for Kenneth to finish graduating. Kenneth graduates in March. And then my divorce is finally everything is done. And people tell me, oh, you're cute, you should get married. Marriage is a responsibility and a liability. And I put my time in. God bless all y'all. So I'm getting my own life together. I ain't perfect. I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I get along with my ex and I get along with my kids, and you get your life together. Don't be distracted by everybody that wants to drain you for their cause when they're not writing no check. So I'm not going to be taking a check just to take a check, and I'm not going to be drained for other people's causes. Self-preservation, God put on my spirit. You need to get yourself together, boo-boo. Get your life together. And I say the same thing to you. I preach to myself. I preach to you. So assalamualaikum. Have you some bacon tomorrow, my brothers and sisters. Make sure it's extra crispy bacon. Be you, be true, and keep it 100. All right, anybody else out there before I go? Teresa, I'll call you later on, or call me. Call me when I get back. Call me in 2 days. I'll be back in Cali. Right now I'm on the road. Elizabeth, Pam, thank you so much for your monitoring. Doug, thank you for popping in once in a while. Doug. I love my Douglas. My Doug, his name is Douglas. I do love my Douglas. I have a Douglas I gave birth to. I thank you guys so much. Michelle says, smart lady. Thank you so much. Pam says, Hidden Figures. Maybe y'all need to go back and watch that movie, because sometimes you guys don't know your own worth. You're amazing people. You bring a lot to this country. You change this world. You are a generation that don't even realize the value that African Americans have, the fortitude. We are that culture that is not going away. They may try to extinct us, but we're not going away. When you put black into something, you can have a black mixed with something, that person still, the black will still dominate, the African will still dominate. And so use the strength of that melon to your best interests and make it true to who you are. I thank God for all you, Elizabeth, and also Sister B. Thank you so much for coming in and chiming in and support this president. Pray for our president. Pray for President Trump. He's under a lot of stress. He's handling it well, but he's asking all of us to please step up to the plate. He's not budging on this wall, and he shouldn't. He should not be budging on this wall. He shouldn't. Why? Because it's for your protection. Look up those diseases: hepatitis A, typhus, bird flu. Look up those diseases: hepatitis A and C. Look up those diseases. People squatting and pooping in the street. That one woman who sat in a Starbucks or wherever that restaurant, she shitted, and then she took the shit and she threw it at the worker. This is normal in other countries. Do you want that in your country? Do you want that in your neighborhood? And you can't even press charges? Because that's what we have in California. It's legal to poop in the streets. It's illegal to poop in stores. It's legal to see someone shoot up heroin right in front of you. You can't even call the police. They got drugs shooting up. But no, you two niggas too busy smoking weed, yeah? Yeah, no, you got your weed going on, got your dime bag. What you got? What you got? You know, too busy smoking your weed. You know, fucking with your gay boyfriend. You know, playing with your lesbian girl. What's going on? Is sex and drugs gonna be the prominent thing in your life? Or are you gonna sit down and do like I told you what you need to do? Because the revolution will not be televised. It won't even be social media live. Because you see how they're shutting us down, how they're taking our stuff offline. I told you how they took stuff I put up with, good stuff, trying to shut me down, cut me off. I talked about Brexit and talked about how that girl stole that stuff from that other girl, showed legal papers. Facebook took me down for a week for talking my Candace on. Then I hear them stupid old white conservatives telling me, oh, you're jealous. I gave birth to that little girl. They think everybody black is young and dumb until they approach the queen. Bitch, you better know who I am before you come to me. You better know who you stepping up on. I'm from South Central. Give a rat ass about you. Don't even pay my bills. Don't even make a contribution. Don't even try to help my people. All you want to do is pander to these poor people who come here, don't know how to keep the damn legs closed. These liberal women that want to continue to invade themselves in black communities and emasculate our young black men. These pedophilia white men who pander after long black dicks. That's all they're doing. Pedophilers. That's why they keep showing that little boy, because they legalizing pedophilia. They're trying to get you warped in your mind of an acceptance of child molestation. It's okay. He's a little transgender boy who knows all these sexual terms, and mother lets them hang around all these gay white men. They want little black boys the same way. You guys should be outraged. You should be appalled. You should be talking about this on your radio talk shows and your black newspapers and your blogs and your Snapchats and your Instagrams. But instead, you are pandering anti-Trump. Fuck Trump, fuck Trump, fuck that motherfucker. Fuck him. Yeah, that's all you niggas doing. Yeah. Well, you keep on doing that. You keep on doing that. And when you hear in the news the plagues that start to come in your community, oh, what's going on? What do you mean I can't go nowhere? Oh, you've been barricaded. Oh, you've been quarantined. What that mean? Oh, I'm going. You can't go on the south side of town. You've been quarantined. You can't go. My cousin live on that side. You ain't been watching the news. Or you ain't been watching Shirley's videos. You've been left behind. Good night, my people. I love you. 2 hours, 20 minutes in. We out. Share this video. Follow me on Facebook, YouTube, and Snapchat, Shirley Hussar, and join Urban Game Changers. I will be at CPAC. Things coming up. I will be at CPAC in February. And if you're your Urban Game Changer Executive Director, I will be having a meeting soon. I keep saying it. I've just been running, and I'm tired. But I got a plan to catch early in the morning. Peace out. Thank you, Doug, Latrice. Good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Pam, for monitoring. And Doug, I love you guys. Thank you for popping in. I know I pop in. Maybe I'll do more videos. But Share this video, put the likes and the thumbs up, and keep talking. Tell me what you want me to talk about and what your concerns are, and maybe we can get them resolved. Peace.